Regular,
Tak tahu pakai mikrofon tu rasa telinga tu rasa bengap sikit lah. Rasa sakit, panas tu.
Okay.
Tak selesa.
Okay.
Ya, okey. Boleh, no problem. Nak tunggu ni apa biodata ni daripada Dr. Mulyati sekejap. Nak copy sekejap.
Isham, ni view screen apa komputer Isham? Screen siapa? Isham ya?
Screen saya, Doktor.
Oh, okay.
Sebab saya dah pakai screen ni, dia kan display tu dia dah lain sikit.
Oh, okay.
So ada ni.
Right.
Doktor kata tadi masa buka slide tu ada dengar bunyi
macam low frequency, macam tu. Saya tak pasti ni slide ke Isham slide ke ataupun Isham convert kepada video?
Tak, slide. Ada dengar lagi tak? Kan saya share balik. Tak ada kan?
Ni tak ada.
Ada icon speaker tu.
Oh, okay. Alright.
Hi, I'm Kate Wingrove, Training and Development Director with Toastmasters International. Online meetings are becoming an increasingly popular way to connect, whether in your Toastmasters club, at work, or just as a way to connect with friends. Here are a few tips to follow as you participate in an online meeting. Test your technology. It's always a good idea to set up and test your technology before the meeting starts. Make sure your camera, headphones or speakers, and microphone are all working before your meeting, not during. We recommend joining meetings early, especially if you're going to speak during them, for just this reason. Eliminate noise. If possible, join online meetings while sitting in a quiet space. Before the meeting starts, try and eliminate any noises that may be distracting, including silencing your phone. Your microphone may pick up background noise, and that can be a major distraction for other meeting participants. Mute your microphone. To take the previous tip a step further, we recommend muting your microphone whenever you aren't speaking. This simple step is an easy way to guarantee that background noises, movements, breathing, or other sounds don't distract from whoever is currently speaking. When it's your turn to speak, just remember to unmute your microphone. Make eye contact with your camera. Eye contact is an important part of any speech, and it's something that people struggle with when meeting online. The best way to mimic eye contact online is to focus on your webcam and not your screen or anything else around you. If it helps, you can make this fun by attaching googly eyes or a smiley face to your webcam. Think about your background. If there is anything in your background that may be distracting, try and move it before the meeting. Some online meeting platforms allow you to blur your background, while others allow you to change it altogether. These are both good options to hide what otherwise might distract speakers and fellow meeting participants. Use proper lighting. If you're going to be on camera during an online meeting, it's important to make sure others can see you. To ensure that happens, work in a well-lit room and avoid having any lights point directly at your camera. Treat it like any other meeting.
Dr. Mulyati, boleh testing mic? Dr. K?
Assalamualaikum.
Okey, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Salam.
Okey, apa khabar semua? Sihat? Baik, Dr. Mulyati, Dr. Nurisa,
Ya.
Dr. Nurisa, apa khabar? Sihat? Jumpa akhirnya. Okay, so kita belum start lagi ya. So right now it's 1:55. Kita still menunggu, still waiting for the participant to join. So right now is just for checking up. Jadilah. Okay, so just checking all your. Can you hear my voice very clearly? Or what?
Ya, clear, loud and clear, Dr. Khairul.
Tapi cuma dia macam
Echo. Okay, mungkin speaker saya kena alih sikit. Sekejap. Okay, macam mana sekarang? Ada echo tak? Okay, terima kasih. Right. So mungkin boleh playkan sikit some preamble video for those participants untuk kita view some housekeeping.
Hi, I'm Kate Wingrove, Training and Development Director with Toastmasters International. Online meetings are becoming an increasingly popular way to connect, whether in your Toastmasters club, at work, or just as a way to connect with friends. Here are a few tips to follow as you participate in an online meeting. Test your technology. It's always a good idea to set up and test your technology before the meeting starts. Make sure your camera, headphones or speakers, and microphone are all working before your meeting, not during. We recommend joining meetings early, especially if you're going to speak during them, for just this reason. Eliminate noise. If possible, join online meetings while sitting in a quiet space. Before the meeting starts, try and eliminate any noises that may be distracting, including silencing your phone. Your microphone may pick up background noise, and that can be a major distraction for other meeting participants. Mute your microphone. To take the previous tip a step further, we recommend muting your microphone whenever you aren't speaking. This simple step is an easy way to guarantee that background noises, movements, breathing, or other sounds don't distract from whoever is currently speaking. When it's your turn to speak, just remember to unmute your microphone. Make eye contact with your camera. Eye contact is an important part of any speech, and it's something that people struggle with when meeting online. The best way to mimic eye contact online is to focus on your webcam and not your screen or anything else around you. If it helps, you can make this fun by attaching googly eyes or a smiley face to your webcam. Think about your background. If there is anything in your background that may be distracting, try and move it before the meeting. Some online meeting platforms allow you to blur your background, while others allow you to change it altogether. These are both good options to hide what otherwise might distract speakers and fellow meeting participants. Use proper lighting. If you're going to be on camera during an online meeting, it's important to make sure others can see you. To ensure that happens, work in a well-lit room and avoid having any lights point directly at your camera. Treat it like any other meeting. Online meetings may be awkward at times, but behaving as you normally would in person will make it less so. Dress, speak, and behave like you would during any other meeting, and you'll be just fine. If you wouldn't do it during an in-person meeting, don't do it in an online one. Follow these tips and you'll be contributing to successful online meetings in no time.
Okay. Alright, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum dan salam sejahtera kepada semua. Welcome everyone. Okay, just to confirm, can we start right now? It's 2 o'clock p.m. Dr. Mulyati and Puan Lisa, are you both ready? Okay.
Alright.
Alright, Alhamdulillah.
So are we
Okay,
in air now? On air already, eh?
Yes, it's on air already.
Oh, yeah. Alright, so
Okay.
thank you, Mr.
Three, two,
DJ.
one.
Thank you so much.
Okay, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Okay, sekali lagi ya, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh dan salam sejahtera kepada semua. Welcome everyone. Thank you for joining us today's webinar. Ada echo kan? Okay, tak apa. Sorry for the disturbance, ada sikit echo tadi. Alright, so today we are going, okay, before that, thank you very much for joining us for today's webinar. My name is your host, Khairul Anwar bin Ibrahim. So I'll be your moderator for today's training session. So before we begin, let's start our session today with Kitab Al-Fatihah. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in ihdinas siratal mustaqim siratal ladzina an'amta 'alaihim ghairil maghdubi 'alaihim waladdallin. Okay, Rabbi zidni ilman, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. So first off, thank you again for joining this session. So welcome to the first training session from KAIS, which is entitled English Enhancement for Professionalism in Teaching and Learning. Okay. So this session will be live also on Facebook Live as well as YouTube also. So you can go ahead, also can go to YouTube and Facebook Live if you wish to see this in another platform. All right. So this training session will be presented by 2 speakers. The first one is Dr. Mulyati binti Sidek, our Deputy Dean of Academics from the Center for Language Learning. And the second presenter will be is Puan Nolisa Luk binti Abdullah. She's a lecturer from the Center for Language Learning. Okay, so just a little housekeeping before you get started. Okay, for those who are just joining us, welcome and please sign the attendance. We will provide the attendance link in the chat panel. And then please mute your mic to avoid any distraction. and please adhere to any etiquette for any standard webinar session. If you have any question during the presentation, please kindly raise your hand and type them into the chat box in the WebEx control panel. I'll bring them up during the presentation, and we will also have time for Q&A towards the end of this session. So this session will be broken into 3 parts. So from now until 3 o'clock, there will be a presentation by Dr. Mulyati. Okay, and then we're going to have about maybe 3 to 5 minutes break. And we continue again at 3 to 4 p.m. Another presentation by Puan Nolisa. And then at around 4 o'clock, we will have basically a breakout sessions where all participants will be divided into 2 groups. One group will be assigned to Dr. Mulyati and the other one will be assigned to Dr. Puan Nolisa. So there'll be, so at around 4 o'clock, we will send a pop-up message to all of you to join a different session. You don't have to click the session. We will assign you automatically which session that breakout session that you are going to join to. Okay, and then at around 4:45 we will end the session and we will stop at around 5 p.m. Okay, another reminder is that a recorded version of this webinar will be available in our Facebook Live and our YouTube and also the KAIS website, as well as we will also provide the slide presentation for future references. So please enjoy, relax, and pay close attention to the presentation. The training, how you will benefit from this session. So before we begin, let me introduce you to our presenter. Just a brief description. So Dr. Mulyati, she's a Deputy Dean at Center for Language Learning in UTM. She has been teaching proficiency, academic, and professional English courses for more than 10 years. She has more than 8 years experience in teaching and supervising masters and PhD students. She has written a lot of and presented a number of papers in seminars and journals, and has been involved in many consultation with industries such as Malacca Historic City Council, CTRM, Hang Tuah Jaya, and many more. Currently, she is working closely with University College of Islam Malacca to help them to develop a complete teaching and learning module for the lecturers. And our second presenter, Ms. Nolisa, has been teaching in English language subjects in UTM for past 10 years. The passion for teaching makes her put extra mile in his line. She has a very vast experience in coaching, numerous seminars and training in entrepreneurship and communication skills, internal and external customers such as SME, Malaysia, Pharma, and many more. Okay, so those are the brief biography of our presenter. So right now, without further ado, I would like to turn the session over to our first presenter, Dr. Mulyati. Dr. Mulyati, are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm ready.
So now, the session is yours, and okay, go ahead and you may begin.
All right. Okay, thank you so much. Hi, Assalamualaikum, and very good day to all. All right, so my name is Mulyati. I'm from CEL, Center for Language Learning UTM. All right, so thank you so much for joining us today, everybody. So we have about, I believe that we have more than 100 participants. All right, let me just share the screen with you before I proceed. Let me just, all right. Okay, Dr. Anwar, Khairul Anwar, can you see the screen clearly?
Yes, I can see it.
All right. Okay, so let me just proceed then. All right. Okay, thank you so much. All right. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wahlul 'uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli. All right. So again, my name is Mulyati. I'm from Center for Language Learning, not Languages Learning, but from Language Learning. All right. So first of all, thank you so much, KAIS, for inviting both of us today. As you all know, KAIS is very close to my heart because I've been with KAIS for 5 years and now here I am in CEL. All right, ladies and gentlemen and all my friends over there, over the screen, okay, let me just actually bring you towards our webinar today. The title of the webinar is English Enhancement for Professionalism in Teaching and Learning. So the keyword here, or is, if I may say, is enhancement. Okay, when we look at, when it define the word enhancement from the dictionary, it says that to heighten or to increase Meaning that all of us, we already have the language with us, all right? So we don't have to worry. It's just to heighten and to increase. Or here is to increase or improve in value, quality, desirability, or attractiveness. So meaning that the language is already in us. It's just to heighten, it's just to increase and to improve in terms of value and quality. All right, so before I proceed with the lesson today, dah macam mengajar, with the lesson today, let me bring you, okay, let's us together walking down a memory lane about this English, English as a medium of instruction in higher learning. All right, so it started from 1957 actually. Okay, this is where Malaysia attained its independence from British in 1957. Since that, our policy has undergone a vast changes in various fields. Okay, the major changes were the implementation of policy related to educational syllabus and the medium of instruction, or if I may say, usually known as languages used in imparting knowledge. That is the keyword, imparting knowledge, right? So after that, we have the pre-independence era, all right? So during this era, primary school were available in four medium of instruction. All right, so Malay was used as the medium of instruction in national school, while English, Mandarin, or Tamil were used in the national type school. Okay, so the Malay, Mandarin, and Tamil medium school catered almost exclusively to ethnic of Malay, Chinese, and Indian children respectively. All right, then after that, we have two medium of instruction in secondary school, which is Malay and also English. All right, then the medium of instruction at university level was English. All right, now we continue with the post-independent. Okay, during this post-independent, the Third Malaysian Plan states that Bahasa Melayu or Bahasa Malaysia is the basis for national integration. But the plan also states that measures will be taken to ensure that English is taught as a strong second language. It's not the first language, it's a second language. So this is because the reasons given for the maintenance of English was to keep abreast of scientific and technological development in the world and to participate meaningful and international trade and commerce. All right, we go to 2003. What happened in 2003? Do you still remember our former Prime Minister? Dr. M, not Dr. Mulyadi, Dr. Mahathir. All right, he went to declare that in the beginning of 2003, Malay-English mixed medium education would be implemented in national school in Malaysia. All right. So this is actually to teach science and mathematics in English. All right, okay, so that's it. However, okay, at the end of 2012, all this has been phased out, has been stopped. All right, so here we may see that whether the government was making a wrong step by reversing the policy. Okay, so this is being quoted by Tun Sri Dr. Mahathir Mohamad. All right, it's not about trying to learn English or Malay. It's not about that. It's simply an acknowledgement of the fact that today's knowledge come to us in the English language. All right, today the knowledge is with the people who write in English. And for that reason, we want to learn English to acquire knowledge, not to learn English itself. But the science has got a special English language for it. It is important that we use English to study the science and mathematics. So this is being quoted by from Dr. Mahathir Mohamad. All right. Okay, now. All right. Okay, so let me just proceed with the lesson today. All right. So ladies and gentlemen, teachers out there and also all educators. All right, let me just share with you about the classroom phrases for educators. Okay, so my session will be a very simple session. So you don't have to worried or putting your cap, I would say, putting your thinking caps on. So this is a very simple explanation, a simple lesson for everybody. All right, okay. So now, what we should do as a teacher, not as an English teacher, the teacher who use English as a medium of instruction. In the beginning of the lesson, what we should do? Let's see that. All right, first of all, we have to greet our student. All right, for example, good morning, everybody. Good afternoon, class. Good afternoon, everybody. How are you today? You can't just simply say, all right, okay, thank you so much. Good morning, everybody. Now, let's proceed with our lesson. With no, tak ada assalamualaikum and nothing that, then you just start. All right. So then you put some, I would say like a simple, I would say greeting like, hi, how's life today? How are you getting on? How are things with you? All right, are you feeling better today, Amirul, for example? So this is the phrase that you are advised to use actually when you're going to start your lesson. Okay, what is wow factor? All right, I missed that. Never mind. Okay, then you go for the introduction. Then introduce yourself. Okay, my name is Mr. Smith or my name is Mulyati. I'm going to teach you mathematics this coming semester or this semester. All right, so this is a simple introduction to you and to your student. All right? Okay? Everyone's good, huh? All right. Okay, now, time to begin our lesson. Most of the time, we will say that, all right, let's begin our lesson today. All right, let's begin our lesson now. I think we can start now. So these are the common phrases that most of us use, which is not totally wrong. It's correct, right? It's correct. This is how you gain the attention of your student. But here, it will be good if you say, all right, everybody, let's hit the book today. Then you say, hit the book. People say, what is that? Hit the book mean that, all right, now let's start studying, all right? Because this is a new semester, all right? So at the same time, you may say, eager beaver. What is eager beaver? Eager beaver. Beaver, you know what is beaver, right? So eager, it means that you can't wait to learn. So you may say to the student, all right, student, I hope you are now ready, all right? You are now ready. Hope you can be an eager beaver for this coming or for this semester, all right? So these are the phrases that you may use actually. All right, now, okay, when you want to register is more like taking attendance of your student. So most of them will say, all right, who isn't here today? Who is absent today? All right, so perhaps another people the other lecturer will say, all right, what's wrong with Mulyati? What's the matter with her, all right, today? Because she's not in the screen now, for example. All right, instead of you are saying that, you may say, all right, okay, then before that, let me just proceed. Okay, when a student are late, for example, all of a sudden you can see that Khairul Anwar is just popping into your class. And you say, hey, Khairul Anwar, where have you been? Did you miss the bus? For example, if the student came to come to university by bus. All right. Did you oversleep yesterday, for example? So instead of saying that, perhaps you may say, Ain, Noraini, don't play hockey with me. Don't play hockey, something else. Don't play hooky with me, meaning that do not absent, kind of like absent with me, all right? Do not absent in my class, all right? Okay, you may say that. And the other thing you may, I would say to your student, did you hit the site late last night? Did you hit the site late last night, meaning that did you sleep late actually? Okay, hit the site mean sleep late. All right, so this is the other thing. I would say this is the other phrases that you may use, okay? All right, okay, now, during the lesson, this is another thing that most of teachers are not complaining, they are worrying about. Okay, so during the lesson, they do not know what to do. They do not know what to do. Maybe they are stuck of vocabulary, for example, all right? So here, let me just share with you. All right, first of all, I think you should actually first praise your student. How to praise your student? You may see that, all right, good. Look at our friends today. One of the participants here. Let me just see the participant here. Okay, for example, we have, I can see someone very familiar. All right, for example, Cikgu. Wow, look at you. You're so fresh. Fresh as a daisy. So fresh as a daisy mean you look lively, you look energetic. All right. So even so before that, you must make sure that Cikgu is switch on her camera lah. And then you can see that, oh, okay, she is fresh as a daisy. All right. So this is how actually we praise our student before class. All right. Okay. Let me just continue. Okay. During the lesson. All right. So during the lesson. Okay. So this is again the phrases. Okay. Are you ready? All right. Pay attention, everybody. And then you can also use this phrase. We will learn how to. Okay, so today, for example, you are going to learn or you are going to teach, or I will say elucidate the information to your student on mathematics, for example. Okay, I'm not sure what's mathematics. We have fraction, for example. So we will learn how to do fraction today. All right, so talk slowly and then explain to your student. All right, so then you may also use this phrase, you have 5 minutes to do this. All right. All right, so that is a normal phrase. This is a normal phrase. Okay, now look at the wow factor here, or I will say the phrases that you may use. A good one. For example, put your thinking cap on. Meaning that you may say, all right, everybody, now put your thinking cap on. We are going to learn about fraction. Then student will say, all right, okay, put your thinking cap on. Meaning that be ready because they know that they are going to learn something not really easy, but not really difficult, but something that very, very important for today. All right. Okay, instead of saying that, you may console your student by saying, all right, don't worry. Although the fraction is a bit hard, but at the end of the day, you will find it as easy as ABC. So student will like, wow, okay, instead of using that, normal phrases, you are using other phrases that will capture their attention. Okay, what is duck soup? Duck soup is not about you are cooking the duck as a soup. Duck soup. Duck soup actually is easy. So you as a teacher, you may say, oh, all right. Teaching fraction is easy. It's just a duck soup for me. Right? It's a piece of cake. All right. So you may say that. So whenever actually you use a different phrases, a different word in while teaching and learning, at the same time, student will capture you. Student will, oh, okay, that's a new lesson. This is a new word for me for today. All right. Okay, now about comprehension language. Okay, for example, you just imagine like myself now. I have been talking more than I think how many minutes? Maybe about 20 minutes. Then I will say, all right, guys, girls, are we on the same page? All right, are you with me? Okay, all right. Maybe you can see that the student are not really with you. Some of them are really like going out already and so on. You may say, all right, guys, hold your horses. Be with me for a while because I'm going to end the lesson in another 20 minutes. All right. So this is a phrase that you may use. Okay, this is we call it as comprehension language. All right, now giving instruction. Many teachers like myself, I love to give instruction. Okay, I want you to do this. All right, I want you to do that. All right, can you hear me? All right, so instead of saying that, let's us together use this phrase. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, ladies, or maybe you can say, all right, student, lend me your ears, please. Then people will like lend their ears lah. Take out their ears and give it to you. All right. Okay, so lend and ears. Or you may say pull yourself together. All right, so meaning that. Okay, so this is another word or another phrase that you may use. Sequencing. First, second, third, fourth. Lepas tu dah lupa. Fifth, sixth, seventh. Alright, okay. So when it comes to sequencing, I believe that Madam Nolisa, she will explain to you on this more. Alright, but these are the phrase and common phrase that you may use. First of all, today, right then or after that. Okay, right. We will now go to the next exercise. So maybe at the same time you can ask your student, have you finished? So for the last thing today, okay, let's us, and so on. All right. Okay, let's proceed that is about sequencing. Okay, let's proceed to my next slide. Okay, this is when you are asking question. Okay, you have been teaching for more than 30 minutes, and this is the time where we as a teachers or as a lecturer, we should ask student a question. All right, I believe that, can I ask a question here? All right, anyone? All right, question. Dr. Haslina, are you with me, Dr. Haslina? Haslina binti Muhammad. Dr. Haslina, are you with me? Okay. All right. Perhaps Madam Lisa. Madam Lisa?
Yes. Okay.
All right. Okay. Madam Lisa, let's say then, usually during our class, how do we ask a student question? Do we like, all right, Mulyati, I want to ask you a question. Why?
Okay.
Phrases that we may use then.
Okay. Sometimes I don't ask question like that. Sometimes I just use like I would say I use a picture. I have the picture, so I want this person to answer my question. So they have to actually and focus at let's say it's online. So they'll all see, oh, it's Nolisa. It's to answer the question. So it's a psychology. Instead of calling in Mulyati or Nolisa answer the question, maybe they are not there. Physically they are not there. Only the soul. The soul is wandering as well. So you could actually ask okay, I want this person to answer my question. So everybody will be focusing, oh, okay, it's Nolisa. She has to answer the question. So, that is one of the ways to answer to call out for, people to answer questions. Or, for example, because I keep asking, for example, this morning, any question? I'm sure there won't be any questions. Sometimes we can always use the Google form or things like that. I even use these things, okay? So this kind of things, a small bits of paper. Okay, this is pretty small. This I chop it out myself. You don't even have to buy it from the shops. So you use colored paper. That is face-to-face class. We can even use Padlet. I think Dr. Mulyati is very good at using Padlet. So when you ask them to do that, I think when you ask them to write question, they will definitely ask you question because they have to write. Right? Okay. Yeah.
All right. Thank you. A pat on the back of Norlisa. Yeah. All right. So that is how actually we appreciate our student. We don't just say, all right, congratulations, Alisa. You should actually say, okay, pat on the back. Yeah, Norlisa, congratulations. So, friends, whenever you want to ask question, yeah, you have, for example, like what been mentioned by Madam Norlisa just now, you can use pictures, you can use colored papers and so on. But for me, when it's come to language, you can use, all right, now, look at, is there any question? And people will say click, 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 click. Then I will say, okay, all of you, you're quiet as a mouse. What happened? I'm not a cat, so don't be quiet as a mouse. Right, so you use that. All right, so okay, so people during that lesson, it's more like learning engineering and at the same time you are learning language at the same time. The people say, okay, right, so you use that phrase. Okay, don't say click, click, click. Then you can also click, click also. All right, okay. So if the student, for example, happen to have a very soft-spoken voice, right, then you say, all right, louder, please. Louder. Louder, please. All right. So it's not wrong to say louder, please, because louder, please is, yeah, my teacher always say, Mulyati, louder, please. Because actually I do not know the answer for that particular question. That's why I don't say it louder. All right. Okay. Next, let's continue. Okay, that is about phrases when you are asking question. Now, okay, I'm pressing here. All right. Okay, this is what happens when you are dealing with technology. It's stuck somewhere. So you just look at the screen lah. Look at the screen for 5 minutes. All right. Okay, let me just stop sharing first. Okay, share it again. Okay. Dr. Mariam, can you see the slide clearly?
Yes, I can see it.
Yes. Now look at the student answer. Yes, I can see it. All right. Okay. All right. So, is there any doubt? Macam mana nak doubt? Banyak now people say D-O-U-B-T. Doubt. This is it's a national issue about this pronunciation. D-O-U-B-T. Okay, doubt. All right, so on. Okay, now let's proceed then. Okay, now we talk about reference. Reference mean after you already like end your session with the student. All right, so you want to emphasize on something, for example, that you have learned before or maybe that you have taught before. So you say, all right, as I said earlier, all right, then while we are on this subject, I have explained that blah, 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 blah. All right. Okay, and perhaps you can end with let me sum up. Okay, and maybe you say, okay, let me sum up for today's lesson. And the last one you can say, in a nutshell. In a nutshell. So this is a very, I would say, a famous phrase that being used by many, especially myself. All right, so again, this is about praising your student. Okay, we'll say, all right, congratulations, magnificent, all right, thumbs up. All right, so these are the phrases that you may use for your student, all right? Or maybe you say, whenever you want to have a quiz for a student, for example, all right, ladies, after this session, I will give you 5 minutes break and we are going to have a pop quiz. And then the student will say, what? A pop quiz? And say, it's just a pop quiz, a simple one, don't worry. All right, so then say, all right, don't worry. Okay, break a leg, everybody. Then say, what? Break a leg? Why you want to break my leg, madam? Yalah, break a leg means good luck. Not I want to break your leg. It's mean like, all right, good luck, everybody. So break a leg. Don't drink and drive during my lesson. For example. All right, okay. Okay, so that's it. Here, okay, the last one. Okay, now it's already at the end of the lesson. How we are going to end our lesson? Dr. Khairul, I believe that most of the time, wherever we want to end our class, student will say, all right, time tu lah baru mereka cakap, thank you, doctor, thank you, doctor, thank you, doctor. That is the time when suddenly you can hear your student voice. During the lesson, none of them will speak. All right, so now, this is another phrase. Okay, all right, what happened here? Okay, never mind. So time to stop. All right, so you may give a hint to your student. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, my dear student, now it's already end of the class. So the people say, yay, all right. So, all right, because I don't want to take a month of Sundays to be with you. A month of Sundays mean a long time with you because I know that you also have another classes to go after that. All right. So these are the phrases. Let's stop now. It's time to finish now. It's almost time to stop. So I am afraid it's time to finish now. Talking about I am afraid, it is time to finish now. I still remember when I used this phrase with my student last semester, if I'm not mistaken. I would say, all right, guys, I'm afraid that I have to stop the class now. Then the student asked me, ma'am, what are you afraid of? I would say, what I'm afraid of? I'm afraid that it's time to finish now. So they can't understand what is afraid. For them, afraid is more like takut, and so on. All right, okay, so this is when you have a homework to be given away. Take home test or take home homework. Ada homework in the university? I don't know, but I did not give my student a homework. All right, so you may say, all right, remember guys and remember girls, remember your homework. Take a sheet as you leave, worksheet as you leave. Not that Betul. Okay, what do you have to do before the next lesson? So this is your homework for tonight, and please finish this exercise. All right. Okay, now keep your head above water. What is keep your head above water? Meaning that sometimes we do not know what happened to our student, if I may say. I may give them maybe one assignment. All right, maybe one assignment, but I do not know what happened before my class. Perhaps Dr. Mariam already gave the student 2 assignment, Dr. Khairul 1 assignment, plus with Mulyati's assignment, all assignment 4, total is 4. So I would say, all right, guys, I'm so sorry if I'm giving you so many assignments, but I hope that you will keep your head above water. Meaning that be strong. You have no choice. You have no choice. Homework is still homework, but keep your head above water. All right. So be strong, meaning that. All right. Okay. Now. Okay, next time. All right. So next time we want to see. Okay, this is already end of my lesson. This is already end of my session. So next time. Okay, how you see next time? Okay, the next class will start at blah blah blah. All right. So we will do the rest of this chapter next time. All right. We have run out of time, so we will continue next lesson. Okay, and the next phrase that you may use, we will continue this chapter next Monday and so on. So you can read by your own. All right, okay, now, so this is the time when we say goodbye. All right, ladies and gentlemen, all right, student, now this is already end of the classes. All right, then all your students will say, all right, thank you, doctor, thank you, doctor, thank you, doctor. How do you reply? Welcome, 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 welcome. 5 times welcome. Then 10 students say, well, thank you, you say welcome, welcome. Then students say, put habis-habis welcome. Why not once in the blue moon? Once in the blue moon, you say, all right, not at all. Apa not at all ni? Actually, it's not at all. But when it's come to the native speaker, usually they don't say not at all. They will say, all right, not at all. You can pick the day lah. You can sound Monday as a Harry Potter, the second one as Tom Hanks. It doesn't matter. Right, when you say, all right, not at all, all right. Or you say, all right, no, my pleasure, or no problem, sure. Or I would say, you may say, all right, forget it. Forget it. Forget it mean like no problem. Welcome. All right, so guys, and I would say my beloved friends here, I think if I may conclude my lesson today or my sharing today is about this English language or the using English in our instruction, as a medium of instruction. I believe this is a blessing in disguise, blessing in disguise. Some people say, it's quite hard, man, to speak English during or throughout the class. But I believe that at the end of the day, the most important thing is about teaching by heart. So student will actually learning by heart. It's not about the language. Language is just a language. Again, if you come back to the one that I mentioned just now in my early sharing, it's about language actually is a medium in imparting knowledge. How do you impart the knowledge? It can be in your own language. If you are teaching Arabic, you use Arabic language. If you use Mandarin, you will use Mandarin language. Okay? All right, so it's just about imparting the knowledge, right? So if I may say, most of the knowledge written in the book is being written in English language. So that is the most important thing. All right. So again, so this at the end of the day, again, it's about blessing in this guy. All right. So again, you can see here the pictures here about the apple of what that? Apple of the eyes. Okay. It's all our student actually. Okay. When we are teaching by heart, we will love our student that much. All right. And then we have here the pictures here. Oops. Okay. So at the end of the day, one is our hope to make sure that our student pass in flying colors. All right. And at the end of the day, you will understand as well. All right. All right. So that's it. Anything else? I think that would be at the end of the my sharing. Right?
Okay. If I may interrupt. Okay. So if there's
sure.
any question. Okay. So thank you very much, Dr. Mulati. I think we still continue this session here. So maybe any participant here who would like to ask any questions to Dr. Mulyati?
I have a
maybe
question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. I don't think so that my English is that terrible. I think I'm able to articulate, to express, I'm using proper intonations, I'm using proper verbs, but I'm still getting very low for my PE, especially on that particular part. I'm not carrying any slang, British or American slangs, but so I'm start wondering now whether actually my student really have that vocabulary to understand what I said. I'm not sure whether actually they're sort of having a problems totally, because that's why they thought that my English is terrible, because of they do not understand every single word out of it. So can anyone give me, at least in the ideas, should I go very low in terms of the vocabulary that I'm going to use? Or, should I don't know, because of, I think I never use any high kind of level of verbs, because I know the level of student that I teach is diploma and undergraduate, and I know most of them with MUET Band 2, So using all these idiomatics or any phrases that actually they do not understand, even a single things like kill two birds with one stone, they don't even understand what does that hell means, So because of that, I always receive very low for my PE on that particular part, So I'm start very concerned now with that kind of things.
Okay, Dr. Mulyati.
All right.
It was Dr. Risman, right?
All right, thank you. All right, let me just share with that part. Mariam, Dr. Mariam, should I answer that part since I was there in SkyAce for 5 years? All right, okay. Friends, let's talk about teaching first. When we talk about teaching, it's not about using the correct language. Okay, it's about you make the student understand what you are going to teach them. All right? Even we are teaching in Bahasa Melayu, sometimes people can understand well. Right? So it's more about pedagogy content, if I may say. Dah guna pedagogy pula. Pedagogy content. How actually you deliver the subject. Okay, some people, wherever you want to use English, you put a lot of jargon, idiomatic. People will say, alamak, even I don't understand killing two birds with one stone. How you are going to use this word? Like, I did another idiom like, okay guys, I want you to understand me that I'm going to teach you this formula because I want to keep the wolf away from the door. Huh? To keep away the wolf from the door? What is that? I'm not living in the wood, madam. For example, wood tahu pula dia guna hutan. Alright, so when we're talking about that, I think everything is come from us and the student. Do not worry about your teaching evaluation. Alright, some people say. Okay, but we are worried because that is something that has been written. 3.8, 3.9, right? 4, 4.2. Actually, I do not know how to answer that. Dr. Mariam, from the point of view of KAIS, okay, what do you think about your TE?
Okay, can I share something?
All right.
I'm just wondering whether Dr. has actually asked the students like that after each class. Normally, what I do, I always have these bits of paper. If like it's face-to-face class, I always ask my students, which part of the class that you think is the best and which one you think I need to improve on. And probably then you will find out, because like if you base on what is just like, for example, the survey, it does not do any justice. Because like they have to evaluate so many lecturers. I just asked the students just now, they would just evaluate 4, 4, 4, 4, 4 or 3, 3, 3, 3. Even there are lecturers who actually sleep. Okay, I have to quote my students. They say, kita orang terkejut ada lecturer ni dia baring masa mengajar. I was like, baring? And they even have to adjust the laptop, but they actually award him with 5 marks. So I don't see like if it's the language, they say it's not the language. It's not really the language. So probably I would suggest Dr. Zulisman, I think you should ask your student. Probably they are shy if you were to ask them, face to face. Perhaps you say, okay, I would like you to comment and put it down in a piece of paper. You don't have to write your name. That's how I learn. I learned to improve myself using these bits of paper. I've been doing it for every semester. Only I stopped doing it like during COVID time because it's a bit taking time, the students' time. So, and I don't have problem with your English, Dr. Zulisma. I've been working with you, like you write good English. So I don't think it's your language. Perhaps you should ask your students. Yeah.
Yeah, Dr. Zulisman, if may add, I think we also have been working together during our GLAD program, if you remember, kan, Dr. Zulisman. So I believe that your English proficiency is very, very good, excellent, and I think beyond expectation, and the students should be able to understand. But during just sharing my experience, that when I was talking English to the students, I basically taught them in very slow, step by step, word by word, because especially during COVID time here, when students' internet connection are a bit lagging at their side. So when we are recording, they might not hear the entire sentence word that we are saying. So that might be another factor that the student did not able to catch, to understand every single word that we say during our lecture. So yeah, this was my experience during this one. And another thing, if in case, depend on situation, sometimes the student will also ask in Malay. At the same time, I would also sometimes the international students might not feel very comfortable because this student asking Malay and they will not understand what other students are asking. So I will repeat the question. For example, student asking Malay, and then I will ask, okay, this student asked about blah 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 blah. So that other internationals also, students will also understand what the question being asked and also explain the answer in English. The both side to understand. So I'm not sure in terms of teaching evaluation. So I think this student might give some grievance about they might not be able to understand to us. So I think that was my experience. So back to Dr. Mulati. So any other question? Dr. Mariam, maybe want to add something? Okay, Mariam.
No, it's okay. This today is about the speaker to help to answer for the session.
Okay, so Dr. Mulati,
for the speaker to for the Q&A session.
Okay. And any other question from other? Now it's 2:45. So Dr. Mulati, do you have any other slides to present or any other topic to continue? Or you are taking question answers right now?
All right. I think that will be enough for me then.
Okay. Any further question from all other? We have around 163 participants. It's quite a lot of numbers. So any other
Hello,
question?
Doctor. My name is.
Okay, please excuse. Okay.
My name is Azri. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Please go ahead.
Yes, I can hear you clearly.
My question is, we are in technical field, right? So maybe our student is prefer we to use straightforward language, right? So like if we want to use items or something like that, so should we use that frequently, or if our student can't understand what we are trying to say, should we explain to them what is the meaning of the items at that time, or should we just ignore them? So what is your opinion on that?
Okay. All right. Talking about idiomatic phrases, actually it's more on putting our lesson to the next level. To the next level mean not to impress the student is to actually to make them love the way you bring the story to them. It's about bringing a story, you know, it's more like when you are teaching about, I'm not sure because I'm an English teacher. Okay, maybe when you're talking about repairing a car. So first, you go to the inside the car, then you turn on the ignition, for example. So instead of saying that, perhaps, all right, now you have one mobile car in front of you. So you have the Mercedes, you have the the other car that, for example. So by having that language, actually, it's not about impressing yourself or your student to make your student impress. Again, it's about creating a story. Hey guys, do you still remember how your English teacher teach you English during your school time? How actually, or maybe your mathematics teacher, how he actually really, bring that kind of like rotan, So that rotan actually is the story, is the tools, is the tool that make the student, I would say, is the thing that will make the student remember until at the end of their life, for example. So to this, for me, using language or to use English language or language, any language, is to add more impact on the lesson that you are giving to your student. It's not that important to use jargon, to use idiomatic phrases. It's not that. As long as you speak slowly, you speak from the heart, you look at your student eyes. Although none of my participants are now like switch on their camera, but when you are teaching from the heart, everything will be fine lah. I think everything will be fine. Okay, all right. That is my answer then. Sorry if not answering you well.
Okay.
Any question?
So, any other question? Okay. Thank you, Mr. Khairul, for your question. So, any other question more from the participant?
Assalamualaikum.
Assalamualaikum.
My name is Imran from FKKK.
Okay, Mr. Imran.
Right. So I have a question, I think, which is about how to, to capture the attention of the students. I think I introduced a bit about my career. I think during my career, I have supervised, graduated 2 PhD students and also 2 master students in my career, and currently there are one and PhD student and the other one master student are active with me for the for the research program, and I have published around more than 70 articles in WOS and also the Scopus. Last semester I taught 2 subjects. One is a degree and the other one is a diploma. So for degree, the student give me 4.58 for the English, but for the diploma student, slightly below 4, right? 3.9 something. So I wonder that maybe my English is too high to the diploma group of students, which is there and may not be able to understand me. While the higher degree, the degree master and PhD student, I think they may understand me better. So since we have all the English experts here and a very well experienced lecturers in English, so I would like to get an advice from the experts on how to bring down my English level so that the diploma student are comfortable with me. Thank you.
Okay, Dr. Melati.
Oh my God. All right. Adelisa, you want to help me? Help me out, please. All right. How to bring down the use of English language? Yeah. Yalah, the upbringing of our student is different. Certain of them, they are staying in the urban area, in the rural area, right? And some of them are very in the outskirt area, very outskirt. So I think that is the reason why we as a teacher, we should first, during our first class, I believe that we should ask the student, where are you from? Where are you from and how comfortable you with this English language? Because you must mention to them clearly in your first class that, all right, my name is Dr. Imran bin Muhammad Ibrahim. I'm going to teach you this subject. But don't worry, this subject is as easy as an ABC, for example. However, can I see a raise of hand or maybe a chat or maybe you can PM me later, how comfortable you with this English language? Because I will fully deliver my lesson, for example, in English. So it will be good if we as a teacher, I think, or as a teacher, I always consider myself as a teacher, as an educator. Okay, because I love to be a teacher instead of lecturer. For me, when I put in myself as a lecturer, I shouldn't say this, all right, hi. I shouldn't say that. I should be like very stern. All right. No. So to consider myself as a teacher, I look my student, So, okay, all right, that's it. So I think that is the first thing. Okay, I would advise you to maybe perhaps by asking your student first, how comfortable are you with this English language? So you give the scenario first. So student will actually foresee, oh my God, I'm going to learn this subject, this difficult subject throughout my courses for 14 weeks using English. So are you ready? So believe me, if you happen to use that or if you happen to ask that type of question to your student, I believe that most of the student will PM you to P later. Yeah, we say, doctor, I'm so sorry, man. Then you know that, all right. So now this is the time where you should not really like putting down your English lower. I can't think of putting the English lower. Macam mana nak letak bawah tu? Nak rendahkan. I can't think about that, Dr. Imran, but I'm so sorry. So I think maybe you can use a simple word, right? Good morning. How are you? Have you eaten? Now we are going to learn about, tapi macam boring pula kan? Alright, okay. So that is my answer for you, Dr. Imran. Asking your student first if they are comfortable with the English language that you are using to use later. Thank you.
I would like to say, probably Dr. Imran, because it's going to be very difficult because like you have different batch of students and you have different classes. There's so many classes, right? So I would suggest that, sometimes what we can always do, I really like Dr. Mulyati's answer. That's what we always do, as language teachers. Are you comfortable with this type of language? Are you okay with this type of teaching? We ask a lot of questions. Basically, afterwards, that's what I'm going to cover. I'm going to cover a lot of rapport building. Why rapport building is very important. It has to do something with the language. It's not about whether whether you can speak with accent or you can't speak with accent, or whether people like you or do not like you. Well, previously, sometimes I get very high marks for TE, but last semester it was like really bad, but it wasn't as bad though. But for me, it's like when you get 4.5, it's like pening. Okay, so because I have this passion for teaching, so for me it's like my expectation is very high. That's why I emphasize, I always ask for evaluation from my students. It's not because I'm sucking up to students, but I need to know where I fare, so to make sure that students can understand what I'm teaching. Sometimes it's that because I'm so mark, okay, so that I say, do you understand what I'm saying? Am I talking to the laptop? I keep asking this question. So sometimes I really put their pictures and say, you answer this question, this person. And then, okay. So, it's not about the language. So another thing, that's what I do. You prepare a video. Let's say if you have a lab session, instead of explaining to them, you think it's difficult to, lower down the level of the language, you can always use the video. For example, you are doing fabricating or something, you show the video. Okay, the moment they can see the image, okay, you will stop at certain point where you want to highlight. Then you will explain because they have pictures and videos that are showing. So you do not have to speak so much, that they already understand with the pictures, the video recording, plus a bit of explanation from you. So therefore, inshallah, there won't be any like anything like, I don't understand a single thing that he said. I mean, that is just a suggestion. I've been doing that. So some students like it, but maybe some students do not like it. I encounter experience also whereby there are students who get very bored and they get very dull lessons because I put my language one level down. Okay. And you'll be like, oh, this is very boring. They will tell you, okay, it's not going to be interesting. So I will leave it to you. Well, depending on the type of students, different batch of students, different type of students will have different strategies of learning. So later, I will talk about more on rapport building, inshallah, that will help you to gauge more of like what, maybe you can like adjust your technique or something. All right, thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Puan Risa. Very well said then. Thank you very much. And I hope Dr. Imran very satisfied with the answers as well as the rest of the participants. Okay, now it's almost 3 o'clock. I just want to ask if you want to take a 5 minutes tea break of 3 minutes, because we received feedback from previous training that for 3 hours straight session, maybe you need some break, you need to go to the toilet and so on and so forth. So we are going to take about 3 minutes to 5 minutes break. Is that okay with Dr. Puan Nolisa? Okay, so all the participants, are you guys agree? So we take a very short break and then we'll come back to the session after the break. Okay, so thank you very much. And okay, we'll be right back in a few minutes.
TK dan PA itu available. Okey, lepas tu bila dah dapat
Bismillah. Okay. Okay, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum and welcome back to our second part of the training session. So just to recap, for our first part, Dr. Mulyati, in her slides that she mentioned a few commonly used phrases on how to begin and conduct and end your training session. And I hope all the participants can use that as part of your English deliver your training your classes lah. Okay, and also there are a few points that I think it's very good for us as a lecturer to begin with any class. We should ask our students and how comfortable they are in delivering in full English. And maybe once in a while, you can ask the students whether they understand you or not. Okay? Those are the few key points that I can capture lah. So, okay, with that, I thank you very much, Dr. Mulyati, for her excellent presentation for the first part. And I will now welcome Puan Norisa, Madam Norisa, to continue the second part of the training session. So is everybody ready? Few housekeeping. If you have just joined in the session, welcome. And please register your attendance in the link given in the chat box below. Okay. So now I'll hand over the next session, the second session to Madam Norisa. So the stage is yours, Madam. Go ahead. Knock yourself out.
All right. Okay. Assalamualaikum and good afternoon. Right. Thank you very much, Dr. Khairul. Okay. Just before I start, okay, there is a comment from okay, right. Okay, it's from my supervisor. Okay, Dr. Chu. Right. Dr. Chu just say, I think we cannot lower down the language. Instead, we clarify it through clear definition and use examples to conceptualize. The major problem with students are not the common command of the English. Instead, the jargon, scientific terms that must be clarified and well defined before we start. I'm teaching research method. That is my experience. Yes, I agree with what you said, Dr. Chu. That is totally agreed, because really you have to ask clarification from the students instead of lowering down. Because another thing, I think it's going to be very tough for you to start writing when you do not have the language, because you keep using the language, the school languages. Sorry, I have to say school. I mean, like I always tell my students, you cannot use primary school languages. You cannot keep on using good. Okay, when you say nasi lemak is good, so what do you mean by good? I can't even taste it. I can't even feel and imagine what is good about the nasi lemak. Are you going to tell me it's a fluffy rice? Yes, I can imagine fluffy. Wow, seroi nasi dia sedap. Okay, and you can tell me is the sambal sweet? Is it savory? Is it spicy? Then you know the type of language. Yes. Maybe we don't have the vocabulary, but eventually if you keep using it with your students and you clarify, as what Dr. Chu said, inshallah, they will be able to follow what you are trying to say. I mean, that's my opinion. I agree with what Dr. Chu has said. I think Dr. Mulyati has something to share. Someone actually wrote something to her. Okay, would you like to share, please?
All right. Thank you, Madam Norisa. Yeah. Someone actually sent this, I would say, comment or kind of like chat privately to me, saying that, yeah, I believe one of the solution to establish or to make sure the student enjoy your class is to have a close rapport with the student. Close rapport. And then in the beginning of the semester, for example, get close with them virtually and know them quite well. Maybe by asking, hey, hi, where are you from? Your name is very kind of familiar. You know, you just tipu-tipu lah. For example, sometimes we can even have to use Malay kampung. Kampung Malay. We do not know. Some students, maybe they love that. Okay, wherever you say, all right, okay, maybe you know that one of your students are from Malacca. Like myself, I'm from Malacca. I always use Malaccan word. But not that H that word, like, hey, ulau, something like ulau melangkau atas bagau. You know, that will actually make yourself closer to the student. All right. So I have to applaud this message to me. Thank you so much, Dr. M. His name is Dr. M. All right. Thank you so much. So yes. Okay. Have a closer rapport to your student lah before you start, bullying them, teaching them mathematics. Hey, hello. You think that the student love mathematics? So make sure they are comfortable with you. Somehow, maybe they want that because now they are learning virtually. What do you expect to learn virtually, right? So good, have a close rapport with the student. All right. So I think Madam Lisa will take that from that actually. All right. Thank you, Dr. Muhammad S for PM me tepi just now. All right.
Thank you, Dr. Mulati. Okay, right. I'm going to share what I'm going to share. Okay, can you see my slide? Okay, right.
Yes, we can see.
Okay. Normally I don't make my slide bigger, so I'm going to do it just like that because so I can see at the side here. Are you okay? Are you comfortable like feeling me doing like this? Hello. Yeah, that is the
the cat got the tongue. What we say when the student are like so silent. Hello, the cat got your tongue. Something like that.
That's why I'm talking to the laptop. The devices, I've been talking to the walls, to the devices. Okay, now I want to get close to you. I have a lot of expressions, when I talk. That's why people say I need a lot of Botox because a lot of wrinkles because I keep laughing and I really love my students. Okay, that's what I do. Building rapport is the first thing you really, really need. Okay, right. Let's go to I'm going to talk about a lot of building rapport. I'm not teaching you, no way. Okay, you all are wonderful and great and with loads of experience, lecturers and language teachers, whatever not. You are just so good. Okay, believe in yourself that you can do way better than I do. I'm not okay. Where am I now? Sorry, I'm a bit I'm not IT savvy. That's why you have to bear with me. Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to talk about a lot of feelings, okay? Feelings about building rapport is all about feelings, okay? Right, let's look at this slide, okay? I'm going to make it bigger. I want everybody to tell me which picture perfectly describes what you are feeling right now. Which one? Tell me. You can write in the chat or you can tell me. Come on, be nice to me. Be nice to me.
I'm feeling. I'm thinking of having coffee right now because sleepy.
Yeah, me too. Oh, yes.
Yeah,
nice coffee would be great.
Yeah, it must be me then. It must be me. I'm the sleeping pill because you're feeling sleepy. So I must be the sleeping pill. All right. So all these are feelings. Which one makes you more comfortable? Which one makes you comfortable? Is coffee or the couch with the baby? Can you sit with the baby? Or you're going to the beach, it's stress-free? Or this one represents you right now? Well, I have to attend a seminar. I have to do this and the deadline is coming in all. So I don't know which one are you feeling right now. So it does not matter, all right? Okay. So this is all about feelings. Why? Okay, now I'm going to share here. Okay, at the couch, at the beach. I'm a coffee person, so I would say I love coffee. I can imagine myself drinking coffee at the beach. Love it. I can feel the breeze hit my face. Really, really love that. Okay, now I'm going to tell why is it important to make others feel comfortable and love. Because do you feel valued? What if, okay, let's say if you are married, if your spouse say, okay, let's say a wife cooked something, okay, a dish. And then the husband say, thank you. Thank you, my love. Thank you, darling. Thank you, sayang. How do you feel? How do you feel? Really, you feel valued, okay? A simple word, thank you. And you feel cherished. My husband said thank you to me. Tak percaya buat kejap lagi. All right. So because you feel appreciated is how we recognize that we are important to other people. You are not important to anyone else. It does not matter. But your students are your client. That's why you must make them feel treasured, important. That's what my supervisor made me feel. He always made me feel, you okay, you can do it, not to worry. He always tell me good things and very motivating. Thank you, my dear supervisor. I'm not going to name you here, right? Okay? And he's here. So you feel valued. Even though you find that topic is very difficult, very tough, you feel, oh, it's okay. I think you can do it. You just need to read this and this and this. He would suggest. So you feel, oh, I'm not stupid after all. So you must make people feel comfortable. Putting and making people feel comfortable, that is the most important thing for you to do. Okay, that's what you need to do with your students, right? So, and that our presence does not make a difference in someone else's life. Okay, so what is more important is people surrounding us, now our students and our spouse and our family. So those are things that you need to do, right? Okay, now let's go to the next bit, okay? Now, I'm going to ask you this question, people. You need to answer me, okay? I know. Okay, if only I have your picture, I'm just going to point at you, right? Okay, right. How many times have you thanked someone today? How many times? 1 time, 2 times, 3 times? None. I know some people are very conservative and some people also like very reserved. They don't say anything. They're not expressive. It's okay. It's okay. But how many times have you thanked someone today? How many times? Tell me. Would you like to share with me? Please, I have like 100.
5 times.
5 times? Nice.
Countless.
Countless. Yeah. I mean, like saying thank you is not like just say thank you. No, it can be, I appreciate that. That's great. Right? More than 10 times. Oh, that's nice. Okay, right. How many times, okay, average of like people say thank you, it's about like 5 times a day, okay? Can you give me like alternative ways of saying thank you? Actually, I shared with you just now. Can you give me example of saying thank you? Yeah, thank you from the bottom of my heart. Yes, thank you, my dear friend. Yes, thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you for being my good friend as well, my dear. All right. So, you know, how can you say that? I really appreciate that. Or how can I repay you? Depending on the situation. There are many ways of saying thank you. Can you give me other ways? Can you type it in the chat probably? You can share with me. I believe that, you know, like there are so many people here, dia ada jasad phone je dalam ni. Dia punya soul dah tak ada. They walk away, right? So be nice to me and I'll be nice to you. We are doing a sharing because I'm not teaching you. You are going to share with me what you know and what is your best practices, right? Say good job when someone help you. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Yeah. I always think that. Even like, let's say your students answer questions. Okay. My students answer any question. I will say, thank you. Okay, whether it's correct or incorrect or inaccurate, we will say, thank you. That's a great answer. I think you could do with, you see, you thank someone, you compliment someone first before you suggest for further improvement. That's what you do. It's like a building rapport. I want to make them feel good before I can suggest something. You do not straight away say, oh, this is good, this is bad, that is wrong. Subhanallah, apa you rasa? You will feel so down. Oh, I'm so stupid. I'm a moron. Yeah, I like that. Oh, that's very kind of you. Yeah, very nice. And I really appreciate your help. Thank you. Oh, yes. Someone say something here. I say thank you by tapao your food. I say good job when someone help you. All right. Okay. Right. Thanks a million. Yes, that is lovely to say. Okay. Oh, that's nice. Hug my daughter. All right. After each WhatsApp, say really appreciate it. I like that also. I appreciate your kindness. I say after some help. Okay, great. Okay. All right. Thank you very much. Okay, I'm going to the next slide. Okay.
Madam Lisa, Would you like to share the answer given by Dr. Chiu? I love you 3,000 to my wife. Wow, that is too many.
Okay, because I couldn't see because it's like really small. You know, when an old lady is teaching, she's like she can't really see. Yeah.
That is a phrase from Tony Stark from Iron Man. I love you 2000.
Okay. I love you 3,000 to my wife. Oh yeah, that's so sweet of you. Okay, Dr. Chi, you will get loads of like good stuff tonight. Okay. Thank you. You are amazing. Yeah. Thank you. Okay, Salam, why I cannot write chat to everyone? I have to choose somebody. Why? I have no idea. Maybe like Kais, can you look into that? Yeah, just now I couldn't write to everyone as well. Yeah, you have to pick and choose. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Thank you very much, friends. Okay. You are lovely, lovely people. Okay. Right. How to praise children. Okay. I write here children because like actually it's kids, and with students, I always call them children because when you're mak, you will call them children anyway. I always call them children. They are probably like the same age as my daughter. So I say, you are younger than my daughter. So I will call you anak-anak. Okay. So what you need to do, you have to celebrate their uniqueness. That's where just now when I commented, remember that like different students have different ability. Even all of them, like they are in the uni, like some of them come in with like, okay, let's say mathematics. Some of them probably like get because like I'm an SPM, like very old timer. So I will use like A1, A2, okay? So some of them maybe come in with maths that is C5. Okay, some coming with like A2, for example. There will be a different level, but it's accepted in the university. So again, so you have to go slowly. But probably the kids who have like got C5 for mathematics, they are very good in their chemistry, for example. So you cannot say, like, oh, this student is better than the other one. But what I always do is like, you will say, okay, the person A, well, okay, this is a good piece of work. I think this is a very good formula that you have formulated. Probably you can share with the class. So everybody will know that he's good at that. So another person who is good at something else, you can praise and use an example in the class. So you basically celebrate their uniqueness. So it's a lovely, lovely thing to do. So it's like building rapport, okay? So that we are not like Bode, Bode is different. This one is to make sure that the students feel appreciated and they know. You have to recognize, if it's good, you need to recognize, okay? Okay, and then recognize the effort. The same thing just now, effort. Even though they have produced an essay, let's say something that you ask them to do, but it's not up to par. It's not up to your expectation. Do not say, I don't like it. Please don't do that. I will feel hurt. It's very hurting, okay? It's more hurting than someone physically hit you, all right? So that will be a slap on the face. I can imagine my supervisor say, that is a lousy piece of work. Oh my God, I can just totally feel it. You can always say, well, great, well done. This is a great piece of work. Well, I mean, the thesis statement is, it's like well formulated. But in terms of like subheadings, you could have like changed it to, you tell people that. All right. So recognition for effort. If you tell me it's a lousy piece of work, I'm going to whack you. Right. The next one is make it about them, not you. Yeah, it's not about me. It's just like what I'm doing here. It's all about you. You need to share your best practices with me so I can take it home with me. Even though I'm the speaker here today, because no one is willing to do it, so I'm here to do it, okay? So I'm sharing what I know. It does not make me the best teacher in UTEM. It does not make me the best speaker. No, I'm just sharing with what I know. A bit that is like maybe 0.0001%, all right? So, and don't label them. I hate, okay, this is where I learned a lot about bullying. Okay, a teacher can be a bully subconsciously. Why do I say that? Okay, I learned psychology. For example, okay, maybe to some people, very slim is something like something that you adore, something that you like. You just say, oh, that slim gentleman over there. Sometimes it can be very embarrassing. So you do not start labeling people, even though to you it sounds positive. You do not label people. In a way, it's a bit of like kind of bullying. That's what I learned. So instead of like calling that slim young gentleman, why don't you give him a name? Say, hi, Dr. Cairo. Yeah, you mention his name. And do not even mention someone's like his name. Like, for example, maybe someone call him by like, sometimes they have this nickname. Ali Bangku, let's say Ali Bangku, because he doesn't know how to play football. Do not even mention that. I know his friends call him the Ali Bangku. I would call him Ali. I always tell that to my students. Do not be a bully. You actually spread positive culture in your classroom. Then only your students will react positively to you, because you are the role model to your students. You are the mak or the bapa to your students. I always tell the students, I'm your mak. Now you have, it's not that you need to listen to me, but you can consider what I've said, and I also learn from you. I do learn a lot from my students, so do not label people, right? I don't call people kurus, gemuk, besar bangku, no. Okay, right? Sorry, I'm a bit like mak, right? When I talk, sorry, yeah, because this is who I am. Okay, the next bit, like, okay. So today, what makes you comfortable in a classroom? Okay, I want to teach face-to-face. I have some students back in the hostel. They say, can we have a permanent classroom? I'll say, yes, I would love that, but I'm afraid I might get told off. So because I bring a lot of food to the classroom, I bring drinks. Okay, this is where I learned from my ex-boss. He's already retired. Okay, I learned a lot from, I won't mention his name, Prof. Saleh. He makes me a different person. Obviously, I have to give credit where it's due to. So whenever we have something on, we have events or anything, you know, like we buy food for the kids, we buy a lot of things that makes people happy. It's not like you bought it, no, but you want to make them feel stress-free. So like people eating, but at the same time, they are learning. I find that a lot of my students actually feel stress-free and they're able to come out with good essays. And a lot of them get A. It's not because like she give impression marking, she just give A. No, okay? No. So what makes you feel comfortable in your classroom? Get your smile on. You smile a lot, okay? Give off a confident vibe. Like I told you just now, jangan masuk kelas, oh, where's my thing? Where's this thing? And it does not give a positive thing to everyone. No. Give a good sign, yeah? Okay. I highlight this one, dish out the compliments, okay? Later we'll talk about this. Slow your roll. What is that? Slow your roll? Apa benda tu? Okay, you have to calm down sometimes. You have to study the situation because just like me, I'm very expressive sometimes, you know, I go overboard. So sometimes I have to slow down a bit because I find that my students are not following. Okay? Have open body language. Yeah, you must have suitable body language. But I'm sorry to say this. I have complaints from students who say that there are lecturers who are not ready for online classes, meaning that, you know, probably like they switch on the video, but they still have pajamas on and some of them are lying on the bed. That is not a proper culture. Yeah. So you must make sure that you gain some respect from your students. Okay. Well-dressed means neat and tidy. All right. And then show that you are listening. Yes. I always listen to my students. They say something, I listen carefully. Yeah, I will go like to the camera, even though I know it's like naturally I will go because I really want to listen what do they have to say. Can you imagine you saying something? Okay, don't say the students. Let's say your spouse. When you're saying something, your spouse is not listening. How do you feel? Especially the ladies. When the wife is speaking, okay, and the husband is not listening and he's like playing with his mobile phones and he's watching TV. How do you feel, ladies? You can type in the chat. How do you feel, ladies? How do you feel? I will feel annoyed.
irritated. How do you feel? I feel so bad. Yeah. Okay. How do you feel? How do you feel? You feel, annoying. You feel very uncomfortable. You feel like killing him. You feel like strangling him. Okay. How about those guys? Guys, when you are like, like you are saying something, but your wife is not listening, how do you feel? Probably you don't feel bad. You don't feel anything. Yeah. Okay. So you must always listen. That is the okay. Okay. Make them feel at home. I just told you, right? I have a picnic in the classroom. Okay. So, okay. Let's go to the next one here. Okay. This is where I say conducive learning, making people feel no feeling. Someone say no feeling. It must be from a guy. No feeling. Okay. Why is it important to have a conducive learning environment? When I say conducive learning environment, meaning that you feel very positive, you feel very comfortable, it's suitable for learning. I feel like, oh, wow, I want to go to that class. I feel so good. I know I'm going to learn something out of it. So that is a conducive learning environment. Okay. Where? Okay, there's no anxiety, reduce anxiety, no anxiety. I don't feel any anxiousness. No, I don't feel that. But I feel scared when my lecturer asks me a lot of questions. I mean, this is a normal thing, right? And then improve attention. Yes, students will give you a lot of attention when you are expressive too. And then support emotional and behavioral regulation of students. Yes, you must make sure sometimes I do ask my students to switch on the video. How I take the attendance, I don't use Google Form. I will call out names. So I'll be rapport, I will remember my student's name. Sometimes if it's in a face-to-face class, I can remember all my 200 students' name. Because I called my students' name for the 14 weeks. So if I have 6 classes, can you imagine? So I will call them. Yeah, that's me. So that is building rapport. So I say, oh, I know this guy. So I say, oh, Fahim, where have you gone to? Okay, why were you absent? Then you will know that your students have been missing. That is building, someone say something in the chat. Okay, sure, if you consent. Oh, yeah, okay, right. So, and then when all these people are feeling comfortable, you will have higher motivation to learn and you have wonderful learning outcomes. Sometimes you cannot blame why they score A for English language. It's not because they are so fluent in English language, but they love language classes because we all, language teachers, always makes them feel very comfortable. We build very good rapport. Okay, you can ask any of your friends, any TESOL or TESOL or TEFL teachers, they are, they learn psychology and how to make people feel comfortable. Okay, right. Okay, so next one, I'm going to talk about complements. Okay, there is spelling with complements, P-L-E-M-E-N-T-S as well. It does not matter. Okay, complements are what? What are complements? Can someone tell me what are complements? Anyone? Any inklings? You always use this word, but what's complements? Okay. Okay, let's see. Okay, now I have something for you to do. Okay, you'll be listening to me, okay? Right. Give me 5 compliments that you would like to receive in a seminar. Let's say you're attending a seminar. Give me 5 compliments that you would like to receive in a seminar. Come on, type it in the chat or you can say it to me. Okay. If you don't talk to me, if you don't interact with me, you are going to sleep. Okay. That will be a waste of session. I mean, like, I know you will get CPD. Yeah, acknowledge me. Yes, yes. Yeah, you get CPD, but for nothing. Ilmu tak datang pada kita, kita kena kerja ilmu. Well done for being here. Okay, that's nice. I love that. Good job done. Yes, good job done. Yes.
That's brilliant.
That's brilliant, yeah. I love that because my baby daughter always said that to me when my little boy say, Mommy, you are stupid. And my little girl say, no, Mommy, you are brilliant. Anda memang handsome. Oh, okay, that's on appearance. Okay, but I feel like if people like give compliments on your appearance, I feel it's a bit embarrassing. I don't know. Do you feel embarrassing? Maybe different people will take it differently. But if they compliment on your work, that is, wow, that's great. Okay, sure. If you consent, okay, someone wrote something. Okay, can you tell me, people, right? Share with me what are the compliments. Come on, we do not want you to have that you're so wondering and your phone is here. You know, it would be nice. Bersemangat betul lah yang speaker ni bercakap orang lain diam aja. Sedihnya. Okay.
Madam Lisa,
Okay,
I wonder if, all right. Okay. Okay, participant. So,
yeah, cakap bahasa Inggeris, jangan cakap lain. Yeah, someone say that. Okay. Well done. Good job. Terbaik jawapan anda. Thank you for listening. All right. Nice. Yeah, I love that. I would love that. Meaningful session, great sharing, informative. I do learn a lot from what your webinar. You are like a walking dictionary. Oh, love that. Oh, I would have loved that. I mean, that Dr. Chu just said that. I would love to have that. Okay. You are a true gift to people in your life. Oh, good question. I'm proud of you. Thank you for asking. Okay. Even when you see something like thank you for asking, that is a very nice compliment. I love that. Okay. Love having you here. Oh, okay. Right. That is, love having you here. Even in seminar, people say that to you. It will make you feel like you are being valued, you're being appreciated. Don't you feel that way? I would love to have all of you in here. Like, how many of you are here? It was like, I told Dr. Carol, it's so scary when we have like 100 plus of participants in my webinar. So, but it's great to have all of you here, seriously, honestly. And yeah. And then okay, someone say here, you are such a sight for sore eyes. You bring out the best in other people. Whoa, yes, love that. Thank you for sharing. Good job, mate. Okay, that's very Australian. Right, okay, thank you very much, people. Okay, thank you. You're very kind people. Okay. Okay, now, next thing that I want you to do, okay? This Machi has been yapping a lot. Send a compliment. I want you to do it. Honestly, you do it now, okay? Using your mobile phone or whatever means that you have. Send a compliment to your students. How do they react? I'll give you give your own time. I will ask this question again, and then you're going to tell me how they react. Honestly, I want you to send one compliment to your student. You can choose your student, send a compliment to them. And then later on, you're going to share the reaction, yeah? Okay, I want you to watch this. 1 minute. Yeah, she has been yapping a lot, so she's going to ask you to watch this. Tell me if you can see it. Can you see my video?
No.
Counselor Campbell.
Okay, I need to
Only
stop sharing.
Only your slide.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to stop sharing first. I'm going to put on the video, right? Share, right? Okay, there you go. I want you to watch this. Give me a minute. Okay.
Counselor Campbell presents The Power of Compliments. Do you ever go home and say, please stop saying nice things to me? I've heard enough compliments today. Most likely, the answer is no. Most of the time, we work the entire day and no one takes the time to give us compliments. They might say, stop complaining. Don't step out of line. Are you done with your work yet? You're late. It seems like they just want us to get our work done and they don't care about us as a person. And all of these things are negative. And all this negativity takes a toll on us and our loved ones, people who love us the most. Compliments can change the world. They let you know you are seen, Compliments let you know that you are accepted and loved by others. They let you know you are doing things right. And when you feel appreciated, you work harder to keep people happy, and you feel like you could take on the world. When you give compliments, other people smile, which in turn makes people happy. The happier you and your friends are, the more enjoyable and meaningful life becomes. But we are often caught up in our own egocentric worlds and busy schedules. Compliments are free. They don't cost a thing, but yet they can be real difficult for some people to say. Compliments can inspire others to work harder and perform at a higher level. Compliments are powerful. So what is holding us back? So instead of focusing on the negativity and the bad things around us, take time to appreciate the human beings around us trying to do their best each and every day. Remember, compliments create smiles. So here's a compliment challenge. I, Counselor Campbell, challenge you to turn complimenting others into a daily habit. Compliment 2 random people today and make it fun. Remember, compliments create smiles. After all, you are making a difference, one compliment at a time. Here are some examples of compliments you are free to use. I like your eyebrows. You remind me of a daffodil. I like your smell. You are so good looking. You made it look too easy. You make me smile. Now get out there and change the world.
Okay. Right. So I'm going to share my PowerPoint again. Okay. Okay. This lady, she's a bit like not IT savvy, so you have to bear with her. Okay. Is it not coming out? Is my PowerPoint on? Yep. Is it?
Yes, yes.
Yes. But I can't see my PowerPoint. It's just so funny that I cannot see my own PowerPoint. Right. Okay. Okay. So have you sent a compliment to your students? Have you done that? Have you done that? Have you got any reaction from them? Well done. You've done great work today. Did they actually like reply? Have they replied? You sent one compliment to your students, okay? No responses yet. Okay, I will ask at the end of the session. All right. Okay. Let's see the next one. Okay, I'm not sure whether it's clear. It's not very clear, isn't it? Is it clear? Oh,
Clear.
Aduh, cikgu. Aduh. Okay. Right. These are there are so many phrases. It's not only for kids, actually. Okay. For, native speakers, like those English and American people, like they always compliment their kids. They compliment each other. Whether it's sincere or not, that is another coin to it, right? So it does not matter. Okay. What most important is like you inspire people. Right. For example, you can see here, I can see you are really trying. Something that is great to say to your students. It's not something that is like a rocket science. You can just say, I can see you are really trying. That means it's very good, very inspiring, right? And then keep on trying. Yeah, the things that language teachers always tell the students, you almost got it. You jangan cakap salah. Tak suka orang dengar. Even my own son, he doesn't like. When I say, that's wrong, then he say, Mommy. Okay, so you say, I can see you tried hard, right? Okay, so you almost got it. So say it, okay? Don't say it's wrong. You're not being nice, okay? So how do you feel about that? Okay, when you ask questions and you get the answers, it's a bit inaccurate. Perhaps instead of saying wrong, you can say, how do you feel about that? Or you ask the rest of the class, how do you feel about that? That answer. Or would you like to, give another, alternative answers? That's encouraging. You are not going to say it wrong. Obviously, if something is not quite right, but you do not say it wrong, okay? Right, I'm glad you enjoy learning. This is another way of compliment students that say, that's great, okay? You make my job easy. Oh, I always say this. whenever they get A's or they produce like absolutely excellent, as I always say, you make my job easy. Tick, 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 you got an A. You see, they feel so good. So other kids will actually put extra mile, put more effort. Yeah, I'm going to do that too. All right. Okay. You are really giving that your best. Yeah, you always say that, don't you? And then to be supportive, you are the bright spot in my day. You are the stars. That's what we always say, don't we? You just about got it. There is something like just now as well. You are really improving. Things that we always say to our students, you are really improving. That means you have make a big leap from one to another one. Yeah, I always do that because I find that because I do extra classes, so I will like ask my students to come for extra classes and I will read the draft. I will point out the strength and weaknesses. So all the students will come in so I can see the progress. So I will say, wow, I can see the progress actually and say, whoa, okay, that is a big improvement that you've got there. So probably you could do this. It's a compliment actually without you realizing. It's not about saying thank you. It's not about saying, wow, you are handsome, you are pretty, I like your eyebrow. No, okay? It's about the work. You are being supportive and there are two types of compliments. Afterwards, I will tell you, right? Okay. Now you figured it out. That's really creative. Okay, you read it on your own. Okay. Later, we're going to share it with you. The PowerPoint that Cairo can share later. All right. It's too long to read. I'm like taking the whole hour now. Okay. The next bit is like, okay, now this is a really big thing in a classroom. Would you say thank you for being observant? Like say, let's say a student points out like you have done the math wrongly. How would you react to that? Are you going to say, I'm sorry, I accidentally wrote that. Would you say that? Or what would you say? How would you react to that? You can type it in the chat. You tell me now, because this is like about building rapport, you know? Okay. I compliment the student back. Yeah. Well done. Yes. I like that. Yes. I would say, yeah. I always say, thank you. Thank you for pointing out. Thank you for being so observant and spotting our mistake. Yes. It's okay to admit it. Okay. I always do that in the class. I say I have never been a champion for spelling bee. So you have to bear with me if my spelling is wrong or inaccurate. So please do double check the spelling. Yeah. Even though I'm a language teacher, you cannot expect me to know every single spelling, every single word, right? It's just like you in engineering faculty or in business faculty, do you know every single theory? Or sometimes you might wrote it wrongly or inaccurately. So you have to thank people for pointing it out. It's okay to admit it. Okay, that is the first step of learning. Okay, banyak pula falsafah kan? Okay, so okay, another way of like doing it, okay? Another way of doing it will be like saying thank you. Sorry for the mistake. Yeah, I like that, Dr. Hairo. You say sorry for the mistake. Yeah, that's very humble, very humble. Thank you. Right. Be creative in the way you compliment your students. Okay, you can use other languages. Okay, I do not know how to say that. That is in the German, and that is in what is that? Is it Japanese or Korean? Oh, that's Korean, sorry. And you have arigato gozaimasu, that is in Japanese. And then you have like in Arabic, shukran. And then you have like in Tamil, mikanari. Is that? Okay, right. I'm not very good at saying that. But if you have that, sometimes people, look, okay. Can you see what I have here? Okay, I'm going to show you. If you are not a person who is very expressive, you can cut this out. If you have kids, you can always ask your kids to do this for you. So I say, okay, you don't like to compliment people. So what you can do, say, wow, that's great. Can you see? Right, you can just show this. Great, okay? Or you can write something in a small piece of paper. You can like just hang in there. You can have different piece and you can use something that is colorful like this. I have a lot of stuff in my in my office. Okay, I learned this a lot from the schools abroad. Okay, I was a teacher for 4 years, okay, abroad. That's why I learned a lot of these things from them. That's why the kids love going to school. And my friends is still teaching in the international schools, and they do not have to bring books, but you learn a lot using all this colored paper, and people are very motivated. I know you can say, we are teaching engineering, we are doing hardware. How can we do that? Why not? It's all about the ideas, right? How you pitch it. I remember I told you about the video. You can always ask your students to draw on a piece of paper and then give it to you, and then I'll stick it on the board. And everybody have a different one, and you can ask which one is the most accurate. Students enjoy that. You can start giving compliment. Okay, this is the excellent one. Okay, this is good, but you can improve on that or whatever. You can say that. It's okay, right? Students will learn, because I think I learned a lot from visual and images. So that would be great, okay? So use a different language, and then people start asking, what is Sir saying today? He's saying what? He say, okay, in another word, okay, arigato. And the next day he say, mikanari. Wow. And students will want to find, Sir, what did you just say? And then they start giving you attention. Just now, dia macam nak tidur kan? So they, Sir, what did you just say? Right? Okay. Let's use different techniques, people. Okay. The next one, it's going to be, okay, words of encouragement. Just now, do you remember it was about compliment? This is more or less the same. Okay, if I just say, you are beautiful, this is a great piece of work, but it does not do anything to our students. You must be constructive. Okay, why is that? Okay. Encouragement is important in the classroom. Why? Because we will give visual reminder that they have the power to learn and succeed. Okay, for example, okay, not going to read that. Okay, how do you encourage students with words? Tell me what you are doing. Okay, for example, you always ask, okay, all right, those people just now, okay, who ask questions, this is what you can do to build rapport with your students. Tell me what you are doing. That's why I say it's always good. Okay, Allahu Akbar. Sorry. That's why I say, if you are online class, I'm not good in using Padlet, because I know Dr. Mulyati is very good at using that. I know a lot of young lecturers are very good at using the IT. So you can ask students to draw or write, and then they will share, right? So, and then you say, okay, tell me what you are doing. They will love to tell you. Some ni tutup kan? Oh, I'm afraid to tell. No. If you get used to it, it's a building rapport. Later on, by week 2, week 3, they know that is your technique of teaching. And then slowly they will open up to you. It's about building rapport. And they start knowing that, that's what he meant. It's not about the language, It's about building rapport, and as you keep using the same language, so they will understand you. So tell me what you are doing. Your ideas are so creative. You can start compliment them. Okay, I can see that you are trying so hard. You can say all this, okay? Your desire to learn makes me see, okay, I love you, okay, all this. But the one that I really want you to do is not only about this, but you say, tell me what you're doing. Okay, let's say you check, you say, okay, this is absolutely brilliant. But, okay, you can say the thesis statement is well written, but there is a grammar mistakes though. Perhaps you could improvise it by, you suggest. You do not only say it's not good, but you suggest, how to improve it. Eventually they will learn something. Compliment plus constructive feedback plus suggestion will make you definitely a good teacher. Okay, that's, based on my experience. I don't know about other people. Okay, perhaps you can share with me later on. Oh my God, I'm almost 1 hour. Okay, she talks so much. Okay, that's why faculty say, language teachers always took up 2 hours in WebEx session. Okay, I'm probably one of them. All right, how do you tell students they have gone wrong? This is what I shared earlier on. Okay, how did you get that? Okay, so instead of saying you are wrong, say, how did you get that? Macam like tanya soalan, how did you get that? This question often elicits thinking from students to say more about how they arrive at the answers. I mean, if you are like doing formulas, right? How did you get that? Then you can see the steps, right? I mean, even like I'm teaching like writing, so I can see the steps. How did you get that? Then you will be able to look at the objectives. Probably, okay, let's say they have like the objectives and you like a bit like, how do you get the objective? Probably we have to look at the problem statement again, right? Okay, so you will look at that. And then you can use another word. Let's try a different approach. You are getting there. This needs work. Okay. All right. Okay. Right. This is where Dr. Mulati just said. Okay. I'm afraid that's not quite right. Yeah, there will be students asking. It's just like me when I was saying this expression. Okay, let's call it a day. And they were like sitting quietly. We are in a physical class. I said, let's call it a day. And then they're sitting quietly. And I was like wondering why. And I said, do you want to go home? Yes. I just said, let's call it a day. That means that's the end of the class. And then everybody was like rushing out. It's just like certain expression they might not know, but eventually they will learn. All right. Okay. Actually, I think you will find that, okay, later on we will share this because like all these phrases you need to learn by heart. Another way of doing this, as I suggested to you, remember, if you are doing online class, you always have this special place in your desktop or in your laptop. You have all these phrases ready. Why? Because when you do online teaching, you have chat, right? If somebody says something that is good or you want to say it verbally, then you can say, actually, I don't think rubbish. You're talking about, no, you're not going to say that, right? So I'm afraid you are making a mistake. Or you say, oh, you are doing brilliant. So you can type the chat or you can straight away put it in a piece of paper and you show that. Right? You have already this structured thing. You have a template there. So you don't always have to say, you are great, thank you, thank you, thank you, you are welcome, just like Dr. Mulati said. You can just say, if somebody says something that is correct, do not say thank you. You can say, you just took it out from my mouth. Adakah dia ambil sesuatu dari mulut? No. You just took it out from my mouth. That means the answer is correct. All right? Okay? And then, okay, I know this is a bit small. Okay, can you say this to your students? Rubbish, you are talking rubbish. Where did you hear that? Is it suitable to be used in a classroom? No, okay, because that is very harsh, okay? Try not to do that because I find it, there are lecturers or there are teachers who actually use that a lot. Try not to hurt anyone's feeling, okay? I would say rubbish to myself and not to the kids though, okay? If you check your facts, you will find, okay, can I use this one? I want to make it bigger actually so that you can see it, okay? This woman, Can you see number 10 there? If you check your facts, you will find, okay, it says that phrase 10 is followed by a sentence or clause with the correct information. That's okay to say. But number 1 and number 2 is fairly polite. They are very polite for you to say. For number 3, if I'm afraid you are mistaken for something, I don't think you are right about. Okay, even phrases for number 3 and number 4, they are a bit less polite. I don't think you are right about, okay? Okay, for number 5 and 6, okay, 6 and 7, okay, 6 and 7, they are pretty strong. No, you got it wrong. Do you tell that to your students all the time? Never say rubbish, stupid student. These words will destroy their confidence. Yes, true, Dr. Chiu. Thank you. Yeah, never, ever, not even to your kids, not even to your own kids, okay? We have to build confidence. Always, always support them, all right? Okay, this is just a sample of saying less polite ways. Okay, another thing that I want to share, which is not in the slide, always try to say could instead of saying can. For example, you know, you want somebody to help you. You can always say, could you kindly please help me with that? Could you kindly read that page? You know, instead of saying can is a bit hard. Okay, so use could. Could is something like it will soften it down and it's more polite. So you use could. Could you kindly please, okay? Would you like, that's why people like, would you like to have a cup of tea? Would you like to have a cup of coffee, right? Do you want coffee? Do you want coffee? Compadres, do you want coffee? Would you like to have a cup of coffee? Which one would you prefer? Would sound more polite. Okay, polite is not only to our parents, but to our students as well, right? Okay, next, let's look. Hey, I think I'm going the other way around. Sorry. Okay, now, do you agree that encouragement is more powerful than praise? Encouragement is like with the constructive feedback, okay? Do you think it's more powerful than praise? Tell me why. Okay, we don't have much time, so would will sound more polite. Yeah, true. Someone said, let me read from the chat here for a while. There are doubts, yeah. Could use could instead of can, more polite. Thanks for the tips. All right, okay, you're welcome. Right, also you asked would. Obviously, you know, encouragement, word of encouragement, you are doing great, this is good, but you can improve on that. That is the best thing to say to your student. So start from today onwards, you will start saying that. Even when you write the report or the comment on the worksheet or whatever, you always recognize your student's effort before you actually suggest for further improvement. That will help a lot in building their confidence. Yeah, I love my students this morning. First time seeing them, they are so nice. They're extremely nice to me. So I enjoyed the class very much, actually. Yeah, I was building good rapport with them as well. So I wasn't like praising them. I was like giving words of encouragement because they have to do the first, I would say the first assignment. So they thought it was like very difficult. So I give them a sample of assignments. I say, no, it's not going to be difficult, but if you do it gradually, inshallah, you can finish, but not to worry. Okay, just write. I say, I remind you, you also remind me. I say, you know, I'm a perfectionist, so that's why it's very difficult for me to write. When I write, I think a lot, so I never, you know, come up with a proper writing. So I say I must write down whatever I think. The next time I bring to class, then my teacher will help me to apply new skills. For example, I'm going to learn transition markers, then I will edit my work, then you will transfer the skill, then you got a more polished, refined work. And they were very happy with that kind of like arrangement, actually. All right. So you can do that. So that is very encouraging. So you encourage your students by saying things like that. All right. Encouragement is more powerful since it will last longer in ourselves, a constructive one. Yeah. Yeah, true. Yeah. Encouragement. I always put smiley face when someone get high marks in Simon says, oh, I love that. It's very masale, you know. Okay, right, encouragement. I always put smiley. Yeah. Okay, setting with, okay. Everyone is allowed. Okay. Right, encourage coaching the students, praise. Okay, so you can praise students and you can give words of encouragement. Okay, I will tell you why encouragement is more appropriate than praise, because many childcare providers try to help you feel confident by praising them. But encouragement is actually more effective than praise in building children's confidence. But overusing praise can actually lower children's self-esteem and make them more competitive and less cooperative. Why is that? For example, if you keep saying, well, Khairul, you are doing great. Khairul, that is a good piece of work, but I never say Mariam is good. So how does that make Mariam? Mariam feel, oh, I'm not good. She never praises me. She never gives me any compliment. She'll feel bad. But you could have said, well, Khairul, you did a good piece of work on A, but Mariam is doing better in terms of B. Why not? Right? So, but then you will suggest to them what are they good at and how they can improve. Okay? So do not overpraise, because they will they want to get more compliments from you, and that will not help the students actually. Okay. You see, I told you I go over, but it's more than 1 hour. Okay, right. Okay, I'm almost done here. Okay. Why is it I can't see my, okay, something wrong with my my PowerPoint. Okay. Right. Praises focuses on the product and sets up a goal of perfection. It's all about perfection. So we do not want that. You tell people, wow, you look great and all that. So you don't do that. Praise can make you dependent on the approval. So every time you have to tell them, yes, you are doing great. Yes, you are doing great. Yes, you are doing fine. So we do not want to do that because that will undermine our students' ability to evaluate their own effort. So not overdoing it. All right. Praise compares children to others and forces them, like the one that I compared, Dr. Khairul and Dr. Mariam, right? Praises puts pressure on children, yes, because it makes you feel very competitive. So don't do that, okay? Because you need to measure up to the standard in effort to please the teacher. So, no. Okay? Dependence on praise can lead to avoidance or difficult work or fear of taking risks. Yeah, because you say, is it okay to do that? I think I always do that to my supervisor. Do you think it's okay to do that? Do you think it's, because you want confirmation, because you are so afraid. Okay, right? Okay. I'm almost done. Encouragement. Meanwhile, encouragement has loads of benefits. It focuses on more than the product, helping children evaluate their own efforts towards a goal because you will tell, well, that is good in formulating the main idea. And then you have like supporting details is also good because you have like 3 examples. But I want you to improve in terms of organization. So people will have like, oh, I'm good in this, so I need to improve on other things, okay? Encouragement creates a learning environment where it's safe to take risks and make mistakes. Can you see? So my teacher recognized my effort, but at the same time, I need to improve something on. So it's safe to take risks. Remember this. This is very important. Okay? This is the most important thing. It's safe to take risks, to answer questions, okay? Masalah kids is like they have to answer questions. They keep asking questions in class. Why? They say to me, Miss, if we do not ask questions in class, that means we are stupid. I was like, okay. I still remember her name. Her name is Dana. She told me that because I asked them questions. I asked them, why you keep putting up your hand? I say, I had to raise up my hand because otherwise, like that shows I'm stupid. All right, fine. So like, that's why we need to encourage our students to do that because they're not used to it. That's why we need to do that in tertiary education because in primary schools, they're told not to tell the teacher off. That's why it's not in our culture, right? Okay, right. And that's the end. That's the end. I promise that is the end, you see? Nothing can change your mood from sad to glad more quickly than gratitude. Just say thank you. Just say thank you. Say, I appreciate what you have done. Okay. Like I would say it was the least I could do. If let's say someone would say thank me for saying something, it would be the least I could do for you. You feel like, oh, she thanked me. I didn't even say thank you. Okay, so it was the least I could do to help. That's a response to thank you, actually. All right? Okay, right? That is the end of my sharing. That is the practices from me. I'm not saying it's the best. It works for my class, but I'm not quite sure whether it works for you. But I truly hope that you can share what you have and then you share with me because totally different. I know that, people always say, hey, kita orang pakai lab lah, kita orang pakai mesin. Hey, hello, there are so many lecturers from engineering faculty who are my friends. They can teach very well. I'm sure they must building very good rapport with the students. So I'm sure you can do it. You are doing great. Just believe in yourself. You have faith in yourself. Inshallah, you will be able to do it. But you must put extra effort before your students can do it. I always believe that because when I see my supervisor is extra, working extra hard, I say, oh no, I've not done my work. Oh no, I've not done this. I will do it because I can see my supervisor is working very hard. Because your supervisor is a role model to you. Same goes to, you are the role model to your students. So that's what happened. That's really, really important. And also, as a teacher, please do words of encouragement. Inshallah, everything is going to be fine. Thank you very much. But before I end this, I want to explain to you in the next hour what you need to do. After this, you can go to the loo, okay? Give me like 1 minute. Okay. There will be, okay, I'm sharing, okay, probably like Dr. Khairul, you already have this, the YouTube video, right? The one that I want the participants to watch, right? You can share with them later on.
Yeah, sure. I will share with them.
Okay. So what I want you to do, my dear participants, you need to watch the video clip. Okay, you are going to do in pairs, yeah? In pairs. So you find a partner. Even though we are online, you still can do it with your pair. Okay, choose a scene or activity or behavior from the video clip and then describe the scene or the behavior and the relationships to the setting in which the observation occurred. All right? So, and then you report in observable terms all of the students' verbal or non-verbal behavior. And then you have to describe your response or your reaction towards this kind of activity or towards this behavior. Whether you like it or not, are you going to like give compliments or what are the things you would say? It's more of a classroom management. And what are the things that, what are your responses to that? Okay. And also, you may consider some of the following questions. What is the effect of the behavior on the classroom atmosphere? Do you think it's like very disruptive and how you can actually address it? Are you going to give compliments or are you going to keep quiet or what are you going to do? Okay. And what is the effect? What is the effect of the behavior? Hilang. Oh no. Okay. Right. Sorry. Okay. Okay, right. How does the behavior affect progress on the activity or the assigned task? What encourages or discourages the behavior? You can talk about that. So I want you to do in pair because Dr. Khairul will actually will put you in groups, okay, like in 2 different groups. One will be with me, another one with Dr. Mulyati. So you will get a new platform, okay? So okay, I have a chat. Okay, I'm going to stop sharing for a while. Okay, I'm going to still look at the chat, some of the questions. Okay. Oh yeah, somebody said this. Okay, I'm pleased to listen to Madelisa. I thought I was a weirdo to put smiley faces on my students' assignment. I'm not sure someone shared the similar experience I had. During school time, we definitely have 1 or 2 teachers whom we remember the good until today, as well as 1 to whom we remember how bad they have treated us. While building the good rapport you shared today makes me reflect, either we want to be the good or the bad one. The choice is really on us. Yeah, that is true. So be the best one. Be the good person. I know sometimes you hate your students, but you just have to imagine they are your children. Imagine, okay? I have many children, so I always treat them like my children. But I'm very garang to my children though. Okay, that's it. That's the end. Maybe if you have questions, you can ask. Or if you you have your best practices that you want to share, please do share. I want to take it home with me. You cannot be so selfish, all right?
Okay, good. Wow. Thank you very much for all these very energetic and bubbly and wow, so many things that we have learned from you today. So now we open question and answer before we take another 3 minutes break. And then after that, we are going to come back for our breakout sessions. So before that, any question you want to ask, you can unmute your mic and please tell your name and ask your question. Please see if you have any. Yes.
Somebody asks, I think, yeah. Okay, say it first before this one, if somebody's want to say it. Okay, we have someone here. Okay, say, sometimes I have problem to understand question or explanation from students, especially Middle East students. So how to handle this kind of situation? Okay, right. Okay, I used to teach a lot of international students. Same goes to Dr. Mulyati. Initially, it was like, apa benda dia cakap ni Okay, it's okay. Eventually, you will learn from that. What I do, I told you, right? I love papers. You're going to buy lots of papers today. So you ask them to probably draw diagrams or something, and then you can ask them to explain to you, or probably you can use videos, or you can ask them, is this what you meant? You can rephrase, is this what you meant? Or you can ask help from another person, another student who actually always mingle with them so they can understand them better. Sometimes we don't mingle a lot with our students, right? So we don't really know, dia cakap apa? No. You ask the friend. probably, let's say this Middle East guy, his name is Ali, and our friend here name is Tan. So Tan has been like mingling with Ali. So probably Tan can understand Ali better. So you can ask Tan, is this what really he's asking? So you can actually clarify what he's asking, right? That's what I feel. I'm not sure. How about Dr. Mulati? Do you have any suggestion on that? How to clarify? How to clarify?
All right. Thank you for that question. How to clarify, maybe a question from the Middle East student, right? All right. I cannot speak Arabic, even though I have learned Arabic since I was in standard 1. I'm so sorry. All right. So when we are actually having this difficulty of understanding our Middle East student, I think the best part is to take things easy. Ask them slowly what they really want. You don't have to speak very fast. Maybe say, all right, Ali, what do you want from me? Then he will actually answer you. I still remember when I was teaching academic English, I asked them about how do you find UTEM? Alright, so at first I asked, okay, what is your name? So my name is Ali, for example. Alright, so how do you find UTEM? Madam Lisa gelak already. Then how do you find UTEM? So they say, I find UTEM from the internet. I cakap, all right, this is how you actually find UTEM, right? Yes. So first, I don't laugh to them. I don't laugh at them. It's not their mission. Khairul, please behave. Dr. Khairul, please behave. Yeah. So I asked them, how do you find UTEM? With my I really want to know. Then say, I find UTEM from the internet. I cakap, yeah, that's great. Of course you find UTEM from the internet, right? So, all right, so how do you feel about being here in UTEM? And then they say, I feel glad, I feel happy because I'm learning with you, madam. All right. So then I explain to them, all right, another way of asking about your feeling is, how do you find UTEM? Then they say, there are two meaning of find lah. Yes, the first one you find from the internet, the first one that you find from your heart. Then they understood me. Right, so as simple as that. So be patient because English is not their mother tongue. Hello. They are born in the Middle East. They speak Arabic. Even we as a Malaysian, I think our mother tongue is Malay. All right. So that is normal. So, take it slowly. All right. Enjoy the lesson. Enjoy the session. Laugh with them. That's it. That is what I can share with you. All right. Stop laughing, Khairul and Madam Lisa.
If I may add one more joke, I mean, this Arabic person come to the bank and he want to withdraw some money, and the banker asks, "How do you like your money?" And then the Arabic say, "Yeah, I like it very much." Instead of when you ask, "How do you like your money?" you want to ask in terms of $10, $50, $100, right? And they say, "I like it very much." And he was like, okay. Just add a joke lah, don't worry lah. Forget about it.
But that is true, Dr. Khairul. That is what happened to that is true. That's even to our local students, okay? It was in the flight, Malaysian students, and the stewardess asked, okay, so how do you like your tea? They said, I like it very much. Allah subhanallah, actually asking whether how much sugar does he want. So it's not bukan satu kesalahan. No, it's just the culture, the way we ask questions. It's just like I always share with people about being upset, angry. There's totally different, level, right? Just like snow, the word snow, everybody knows what is snow. But there's a different type of snow, blizzard, things like that. So depending on where you come from. So, just have a good laugh, but it's not our culture. So we are not native speakers, so it's okay.
Okay, good. Thank you very much. Okay, any further question from the phone before we take a few minutes break?
Okay, there's a comment in the chat from Sam. Maybe you can.
From Sam, okay. Someone from Sam to everyone. I think still leave students as friends and encourage them to interact with local students rather than isolated them with their own group. relationship between students, facilitate the communication, facilitates the communication, something like that. Sorry, I couldn't understand.
Facilitates communication, yeah, that's what I think.
Sorry, maybe I can clarify my comment.
Okay.
This is Dr. Samir.
Oh, it's Dr. Samir. All right.
Dr. Samir, okay. Sorry, Dr. Samir, I don't understand.
Basically,
Oh, Sam is Dr. Samir.
according to my
We didn't see. He just put that Sam.
okay, according to my experience, there is something difficulty. One in communication, second in culture interaction, third in lifestyle. So I categorize this one as me as one of students. Previously, I was a student, and now as a staff, and I know how they face the difficulties. First, let me tell from culture. When you deal with them sometime according to the local culture. So they misunderstood. So sometimes when they say, "Oh, you understand me," or somehow when you make a fun, some lecturer make a fun or laugh in front of students, if he or she asks some look like, let me say, confusing question. So this one in Malaysia is common. It means look like you want to make friendly. So the other student laugh, so they feel shame and they will not ask again. Second, in terms of communication, they have difficulty in communication, especially when they deal with local communication, because some lecturer, they explain more and they go down to the students to cope with the students' understanding, especially in undergraduate, by using local language. So the way in how to encourage them is to make the group of students from different members. Don't isolate them and just ask this Arab stay with Arab. Okay, encourage them, and also we have to help students or to advise local students to accept, because maybe they are acid, maybe they are somehow look like a good behavior or moral from the students, to accept them, to welcome them, so that they can slowly interact with culture and create a good communication, learning communication. That's my comment.
Okay, right. Dr. Samir, okay, you have more to say.
No, sorry, it's me. Okay, so thank you very much, Dr. Samir. Okay, so anybody else want to ask any question?
Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much, Dr. Samir. Very good comment. Thank you very much. Okay, any last question before we take another, because now it's 4:23. So we are almost half an hour before we end our session. So okay, now just no question. Let's take a 3 minutes break. Is that okay for all of you? Just you want to go to the bathroom, take a sip of water, and then we'll come back after 3 minutes. Okay, and then we are going to explain the next session will be a breakout rooms, and I'm going to explain you that after we come back to the break. Okay, so thank you very much, Madam Isa and Dr. Mulati. We'll come back after this break. Okay? Okay, thank you very much all. Okay. Assalamualaikum and welcome back. I have a question from. Okay, it's now 4:28. There is someone asked me just a pairing. Okay, basically pairing is not two pairing. It's basically that you are all will be divided into two groups. Okay, so after this, our IT technician will send you a message. You will receive a pop-up message that you will be assigned to two breakout groups, a breakout session. One with Dr. Nyati and one with Madam Nolisa. You will be selected randomly. Sorry guys, you cannot really really choose which instructor that you like. Okay, so because there's a lot of, I think it's around almost 200 participants here. So to select random, I mean, one by one will be very difficult. I think it's going to take some time because we only have about half an hour left before we end our session. So, okay, so just maybe if in the chat room, I already shared with you the YouTube video link that Madam Lisa just talked about just now. If you can go ahead and perhaps Madam Lisa would like you to watch that video, right? Right, Madam Lisa? Okay, just take a quick few minutes to watch, and I think both instructors will conduct some discussion. So you are free to open your mic and assume as it's like you are attending a face-to-face session. Okay, so right now, so we would like to Isham, can you please send the breakout session to instruction to all the participants right now? Boleh Isham, tolong ni kan set automatically random to two session. So all of you will receive, and then you'll be split into two groups lah. Okay, have you all received? Yeah. Okay, guys. If you receive a pop-up message, breakout session have started, just click on join now. Okay.
We have to pick a scenario that really capture you. All right, so I do not have the. Could you just wait for a while? Then I will get the instruction from Madam Nolisa.
Yeah, I think in the meantime, the participant, you can just click on the YouTube video that I shared in the chat. So just go through the YouTube video. It's about 2 minutes. So while Dr. Mulyati get the instruction, right? Okay, those who just joined the session, the breakout session, so please go through the video. The YouTube video is roughly about 3 minutes. While we wait for Dr. Mulyati to get the instruction from Madam Lisa. Right, thanks.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you, Dr.
Okay,
Khairul.
Lester. Okay, thank you very much. So I will unshare my screen now. Okay, so you can take over now, Madam Lisa.
Thank you. Right, unruly behavior in classrooms. Some kids do need a firm hand, or in this case, a commanding firm voice. Yeah, I agree. Okay, probably we are not going to do in pairs because we are lacking of time. So we have about like less than 10 minutes. So I want everyone to share your opinion of best practices. I mean, like you think, well, it does not happen in our university, but there are times it could happen. Or maybe it's going to be a good experience. Probably like next time you will be seconded to another university abroad, probably. So you want to find out whether does this thing happen. Okay, I've been in this classroom situation before and it's very unruly. You hate it. Okay, so I want someone to actually comment on this one, please. Anyone?
Okay, guys, I think all of you can unmute your mic and feel free to talk, feel free to give your opinion and go ahead. Nobody will disturb us.
Okay, I'm going to ask. Okay, I think she's going to be good. Okay, we'll ask. Okay, what do you think of this? Okay, give a summon. Okay, right. Can you give me example? Okay, probably can we ask like Fauzia? Okay, she's a good teacher. Okay, she's petite but she's good. Okay, Madam Fauzia, are you here? Okay. Okay, anyone else? Be nice to me, people. Probably, like we can like share a lot of things, afterwards later on. So like, why don't you like speak up? There are things that you know best. I don't know. So it's better for you to share with me so that I can take home and say, yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one for Amir. Yeah, then Amir shared something, his best practices. For example, who is this? Setiar Martana Parman. Who is that? Can I hear your voice? Who is that? I'm sorry because like you don't have pictures that I don't know whether you are, where are you from because your name appear a bit different. Setiar Martana. Okay, someone say this. We have to tell students that they are in the class to learn, not to play. Sometimes students play mobile games in class. Normally, I would tell everybody that they only need to spend 2 hours to focus in class and they can use their free time to play games or whatever. Yeah, you could say that. Yeah, I always ask them to switch off the mobile phone as well. Okay, kids know if you are not being firm. No, I know why back then most teachers are so garang. Yeah, true. Yeah, I'm one of them. Okay, even my friend's daughter say, garang. Yeah, I'm garang. Yeah, I can be very nice, but you need to tell them off. Yeah, what else can you see? One thing I learned from abroad, okay, when they're very noisy, you do not speak up very loud because they won't listen to you because they're very unruly. So what you can do, you speak very softly and they will all stop to listen to you because they want to know what you are talking about. So that is one of the, like reverse psychology that I learned. Okay. What else? The student should be what? Okay, 1 minute. The student should be told about the punishment if they fail to obey the instruction. Okay, you can do that. But do you think they will actually listen because they are high school students? Actually, where we are teaching at the campus is like easy peasy, peanuts life. But in secondary school, even in our Malaysian secondary school, is tough. It's a tough place to teach, right? Set ground rule. Yeah, I like that. Set ground rule. And the very first day, yeah, I agree. Set ground rule. Yeah, it's true. I think ground rule even works in university. Yeah, should be told if they. Come on, people. Let me know. Do you give stars? Do you give like things like that? Need to be firm to the student, discipline and respect the teacher. Adab. Yeah, I always believe that. I tell my students that. Nothing more. That is the most important thing. Yeah, I agree. What else? Come on. Tried that once, Madam Lisa. I what? Bring rotan, ya Allah. Tried once. I lowered down my voice and in a few moments they started to pay attention. Yeah, true. Because they were so unruly, right? What? Okay. Yes, someone want to say something, please? What's
the students actually want to test the teacher.
Yeah, to test the teacher.
To test the teacher. Okay. Separate the head of the gang.
Yeah, if this kind happen, you might try to look into the eye shot of the student until it settled down. Yeah, there's no one strategy works, right? Sometimes separate the head of the gang. but it's true, right? I mean, like Dr. Khairul, would you like to share? Your best practices? I mean, like in terms of in relation to that kind of behavior?
Yeah. Okay. Let me think of a situation. Actually, During face-to-face or online classes or both, anywhere.
It can be both.
Yeah. Yeah, sometimes it's difficult to handle these adult learners, right? Sometimes they have their own agenda, and sometimes they make their own things at the back of the class. And I think it's pretty much difficult to get. Well, sometimes during face to face, I just walk around the class, walk around. That our NC used to do, kan, in our seminar, kan. We walk around and I sit beside them and I just keep talking lah. But I wish the aid of a personal amplifier. I have a microphone on my head and then the speaker in the front of the class. So I think no matter where I am in the class, then everybody can listen lah. That's one lah. Okay. So anybody else want to share? You can, guys. You can switch on unmute your mic. There's no restriction. Nobody will unmute you. Okay, Cik Ahmad Fuad, Ani Izzati, want to say something? Nothing to be shy about, Dr. Fakhr Aziz, Dr. Usna, there's a lot of doctor here also. Dr. Nabil.
Come on. Share what you know. It's like kita belajar daripada orang lain, kan?
Yeah, belajar. Kadang-kadang, because this course is about enhancement in teaching English, teaching in English, kan? So maybe what are the other hurdles or other problem that you faced? Is that when presenting? Is it what student comment?
Assalamualaikum.
Go ahead.
Zadora.
Yeah,
Just my practice yang selalu saya buat when students enter class, whether online or face to face, in that situation where they are rowdy and being noisy and maybe hyper scared, I acknowledge I welcome them to class. I mention their name. Hairul, thank you for coming. Okay, duduk. Okay, siapa lagi tu? Cepat masuk kelas, dah nak mula. So I greet them. I try not to greet each one of them lah, because ramai, kan. So I just greet the rowdy ones and invite them to class, and then they start to, when we acknowledge their presence in the class, they start to calm down lah, and then they prepare themselves lah, because adult students, kan, they are not as rowdy as the one in the YouTube video. So when I greet them, usually they calm down and start to prepare themselves for class. That's what I do lah.
Wow, that's okay. Very good sharing, Dr. Zadora. Thank you very much. Yeah,
but I think it's like building rapport, right, Dr. Khairul? I think it's like building rapport because you're being nice to them, right?
Yeah. That's how. When I was in the States, in the United States, I remember my lecturer, he just come to the class with pajamas, a cup of coffee, and he just stand in front on the table. Just like that. I was like, wow, this is so cool. I mean, students come to the class by rollerblade. I also go to the class during rollerblade, and also it was so informal, and the lecturer was, it was very good. I mean, the way I see it when I come back to Malaysia, the way we conduct class here and compared to the United States, I think Madunisa was brought up in UK, right? So the way the lecturer conduct the class can be helpful in order to enhance the learning experience of the student. So any other else? Kalau katakan,
yeah, probably you know a lot of things. So here I try to talk to them. Try to make them discover that they are actually good people. They do not need to be treated like farm animals in order to be disciplined. It should come from their own self-conscience, and that's how they value themselves. Yeah, you don't have to be. And then there are people, right? Some students give feedback like, kalau cikgu tak garam, boleh pijak kepala. So that's cikgu garam. Yes. Yeah, that is true. So the students know when they come in, they thought, cikgu ni muda, aku bantai lah dia, kan? No, when I open my mouth, they start, okay. So because I set my ground rules, I can be nice to you, but I can be very nasty to you too. But that's true. It's not garang. It's just that you have to be firm when you need it to. Yeah. But I like when Dr. Khairul said, yeah, I do things like that. Maybe because I was like staying abroad for a long time. So I bring my coffee, and sometimes I wear what I like, and then that's what is the picnicking all about. Okay, apart from Prof. Saleh was teaching me that. Yeah, you make them feel comfortable. Actually, when they have pajamas on, you feel comfortable, don't you think so? But not Janganlah buruk now kan.
Yeah, I remember one of my professor. He just passed away. He went to the class with a type of Mickey Mouse class. So it didn't have to be so formal with the students. And so okay. So any
Assalamualaikum.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi. Ya, silakan. Ya, saya.
I think I agree with being building a rapport with our students. Because our students are adults kan. So I think to be firm with them, macam kita nak be firm with our kids is not very appropriate. We need to build a rapport in order for them to respect us, and when they respect us, and then only we can control the class environment, and also make it lively. Macam tu lah, tak payahlah macam apa nama ni sangat, macam apa nama strict sangat, macam stressful sangat. That the class environment is very important, right? Having a very very lively, happy environment, so that they feel happy to come to class, even virtually. The way you engage dengan dia orang, engagement is very important. But at the same time, I agree with apa Madam Nurisa, right? Kita awal-awal kita cakap, okay, I'm nice, but at the same time, I'm also strict with certain things kan. So kita kena set the ground rules juga kan. Janganlah sebab dia ingat kita baik dengan dia, kita gelak-gelak, we create a happy environment, dia boleh pijak kepala. So kita kena set that rules, ground rules tu penting. That's what I feel lah, and that's what I practice lah now.
Okay, very good. Yeah. So any other sharing or something you want to say, particularly on how do you tackle in for example classes when you're trying to explain in English terms and stuff like that? Any question? Especially related to our topic today, right? English enhancement.
Luckily, students don't behave like the students in video. Of course, if you can imagine it, but it's happening a lot in our secondary school, really. Okay, yeah.
Okay, well said Kak Ron. Pada UTM semuanya bagus-bagus dan baik-baik belaka. Oh, Alhamdulillah. Doa tu amin.
Yeah, inshallah. Because they are tertiary students, that's why it makes a lot difference, right? Okay, yeah. Tapi I really applaud people who teach in schools, really. I don't think I have the skills to do that. It's a set of like good classroom.
Okay, madam, I instruct Untuk Syam if you can end our breakout session because it's now almost 4:50. So after Untuk Syam, boleh tak can you stop the breakout session so we can come collect gather together all of us. Gather together. Okay, one moment.
Breakout sessions are closing.
Okay. You can click OK. Just click OK and you will come back to your original participant. Okay, guys.
Wow, I didn't know we can do that. That's nice. Something that I learned today.
Yep. And actually, our session today is broadcast live through two platforms, Facebook Live and YouTube at the same time, simultaneously.
Kalau tahu tak nak mengajar tadi. You didn't tell us.
Surprise.
Surprise. I was like, and then because Dr. Mulati was telling me, Kak, you tahu tak, dia buat FB Live? Tak bagi tahu.
Tak apalah, that's good lah. It's kind of training kita very very santai-santai and much more better than kita dengar slide je kan. Okay, bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum to everyone. Is everyone back in the same room?
We are back. Just now we are doing countdown in the breakout session.
That's good. So how do you guys find the session? Breakout session, very good. So you can use this feature in our latest WebEx feature in order for you to break into groups. You can not only don't have to break group. You can break into multiple groups. You can select which students that you go into different groups if you are using WebEx lah. I think Microsoft Team, I'm not sure whether you can do that or not, but you can use WebEx and you can use this kind of feature in order to improve the learning experience lah. Okay, so now the time on me is 4:50. 6:53 right now. We have about 7 minutes before 5 o'clock. And okay, so before we end, let me look at the script. The moderator, the script ni. Okay, so any long session question answer. So thank you presenter, both presenter Dr. Melati and Madam Norisa. It was a great pleasure having you guys. Now we go ahead and take some time for question, and if we have many question now, so just a reminder to type your question. If you want to type your question, this is also comment here. Any comment, further comment you want to add? Thank you, great energy. You caught 3 students copying during lab test session. I want them to stop what they are doing and leave. How do you do it? Oh, this is this is a bit off topic, but yeah. Anybody want to answer that? I think we are already towards the end of the session, so feel free to ask anything to. And also to Dr. Rohana, thank you, presenters and moderator. Learned a lot today. Alhamdulillah. That's what we are here for. We want to learn from each other. I also learned a lot from.
Can I ask a question?
Yes, go ahead. Please say your name. And
I'm Sharizan from PSTP. Ahmad Sharizan.
Yeah.
Okay, actually this is a thought, question sangat. This is regarding the English writing, especially for the report writing, like for final year project student report writing. Because as a supervisor, we are more concerned on the content of the report. But at the same time, because of the grammar, because of the English is so bad, so we have to take another job responsibility to correct this English of the writing from our student. Because there's so many mistakes. Because at the end of the day, the report will be go to the library, so our name will appear in the report as well. So if we are not correct it, so our name will be bad too. So I don't know how. Maybe I want to use this Madam Norisa suggestion. Could you please suggest, so if possible, you can help on this? For example, I noticed that overseas, university in overseas, they have like this consultation unit or special dedicated staff where students can go and revise and refer to them for to not say like to correct, not say like for proofreading, just maybe read a few pages, and then because the mistake is somehow it'll be repeated the same mistake. So probably go through a few pages and then advise and show the student how to correct their writing for the English. And I don't know, just suggestion. Maybe you can think of that approach as well. Dedicated staff for a unit that student, especially final year or LI student can go and refer to correct their mistake in the report writing. I don't know, just the thought. Yeah, that's all. Thanks.
Okay. Madam Lisa, Dr. Melati, you want to answer that?
Jawablah TDA biar TDA jawab.
All right. Okay, let me just scratch my head first. All right, talking about that, Mr. Sharizan, thank you so much. I do aware of these issues related to your PSM, not only to your PSM, to many, but I think the platform that we are going to use is not what we can do, or what your faculty can do is to contact the person in charge in cell, and we are happy to help you. All right, so perhaps you can just contact the TDA or Madam Ain. All right. Okay, for further clarification, can we do that later? Sharizan, Mr. Sharizan?
Sure.
All right, thank you.
Okay, all right.
I also have something to add on apa tadi komen Encik Sharizan tadi tu. Because kalau tengok struktur kurikulum ni dah ada 3 subjek bahasa Inggeris. But students still write as if they are still from school kan. And then what I observe from their reports lalu, I'm not sure what is the syllabus of each of the subjects ni. But my suggestion would be that if maybe you guys could focus on encouraging them, or rather guide them to write something more in a technical manner. Means that kalau macam buat apa ni, macam guna ayat penyambung tu kan, dia selalu students guna besides, and then it's like how do you say, karangan general essay, you know. So if you could probably guide the students to write more in a technical flow, technical manner, or technical punya bahasa, that will be very helpful for us.
All right. Yeah. Thank you, Dr. Isadora. Thank you for the suggestion. We will look at it seriously on this matter. Yeah, we do have not comment, we do have suggestion, all right, on this. Yeah, so I and my team, Sel, in our team will look into it. All right.
I want to say something. Actually, if they're in my class, really, for example, I'm teaching academic writing every semester. So when I teach, I would tell my students, do not use too much of transition markers or linkers. They sound non-professional at all. You will not see that anywhere. Okay, I learned this from my supervisor. Okay, I never teach firstly, secondly, thirdly. Okay, besides, they do not appear in any journals. They do not. The only word that I always tell students to use, however, so that's why I show them good samples, and I will actually show them how to write the sentence and then how to link it when I say relative clause, how to link it without using transition markers. Those who are actually in my class, when they start doing the first assignment, they'll be able to apply to the second assignment and third assignment. I say you will apply this because these are skills. This is not content. A lot of people thought learning English is about content. No. That's why the way I teach, the students learn already. So they will transfer the skills. So the moment you see the third assignment, the final assignment, they know, and the way they write is going to be totally different from the first assignment. You know, they have transferred the skills. They are able to apply. That's why it's very important. I think it's not only like language teachers. I think important for the lecturers in the faculty also. You need to stress the point. It's about the skills. When they write, I teach them, okay, for 5 weeks, I teach them how to write thesis statement. That means you have to tell everyone what is the entire, assignment about. And then you have like the main idea. So how you can make the entire main idea and how to support it. I do it in the form like so the engineering students could understand in graphic point. In my entire teaching life for 20 years, I never make so much of notes in my life because I have to teach online. But when I do that, I find that majority of students, those who can apply those skills, they will be able to write in any writing. But I can only teach very few students, and I'm sure most of my friends are teaching that way too. But it's just that we only have 14 weeks for writing only. And the rest are not writing, okay? They are not writing. They are speaking. So we cannot do wonders in for those 3 subjects. It's very little. And faculty are complaining that we are taking a lot of time. You know, for my WebEx session, normally sometimes I take 1.5 hours to 2 hours because I want to actually help my students. Okay, I say this is not the way to use relative clauses, so you need to improve how to do it. That's why I have extra classes. I honestly say in my entire 14 weeks, at least I have 6 times of extra classes, which I do it at night because I want to help the students to able to see they are transferring the skill, they're applying the skill so that they're able to see it. But again, it's hard, 14 weeks. Yeah, that is the point. And I do help FKP students, for example, for their final year project. But we only go there for 3 hours. When I teach the students, okay, so you have main ideas and how do you elaborate? They were shocked. I say, hello, you learned that in technical English. We taught them, but they say no. So I don't know what they learned, but actually they have learned that. You can ask Dr. Mulyati, she's teaching the same subject. I'm just wondering, where have they gone to, all this while? We have been teaching the same thing again and again. I think the lecturers in the faculty also need to probably be proactive and have to keep remind them really because we can only do our best within the 14 weeks. I'm sorry, Miss Isadora. Okay, I'm sorry, but
I totally agree with you actually because 14 weeks for 1 semester, for 3 semesters of teaching English is not sufficient. And I totally agree with you. It's writing is a skill. I have calluses on my fingers when I practice writing during my school. There's still are the calluses on my fingers. So I truly understand, and I think maybe in the future our TDAs between TDAs Chinese class of how we can maybe work together to help our students to write better, because I think there has to be some sort of collaboration, because to have a unit, especially to supervise or to help guide students yang nak buat report ni, you don't have the staff, we know, and you don't have the time either. So I think that we could probably think of something that we can work together, because on our side, we are teaching the content, and your side, you are teaching the language and the skill, and it is a skill that you have to we have to practice every day. So yeah, this is something to think about lah, especially TDAs.
Okay. All right. So thank you very much, Isadora, for this. So right now, look at the time is 4 minutes past 5 o'clock. And well, I mean, we have such a great participant today, such a very lively event. And thank you very much to the presenters, Madam Nolisa, Dr. Mulati. Both of you have done a great job in making this event very, very fascinating and very fruitful. I heard a lot of comment also. Thank you. I mean, we learned a lot, very fruitful sharing. Thank you for both presenters. And I hope that maybe someday we can continue on for our sessions like this. So great. Thank you, everyone. We appreciate you being here. Before we end, just a few housekeeping. So be kindly to fill the attendance, and if it's possible, if we can have like a quick snapshot picture or all together, if you can switch on your camera of your handphone or PC, if it's possible. If not, then it's okay. I can see Okay, ya. Yeah. Sure. Itulah nampak orang suka sebenarnya gambar-gambar ni. Selfie pula apa? See. Okay, Cik Syam, you can tolong have a print screen dia punya screenshot ni, and then you can go to the next one. Yeah. Okay, kita foto off 1, 2, 3. 1. Okay. And next one, apa random je. Okay, boleh nampak muka masing-masing, ceria semua, petang-petang. Alright, 1, 2, 3 sekali lagi snapshot. Sorry, saya punya kamera pula down pula ni. Astagfirullahalazim. Okay, so okay, nice semua. Okay, smile 1, 2, 3. Cik Syam, tolong snapshot screen. Nanti kita share dekat kita punya FB. Ramai 155 now. Nampak sebenarnya ada tu. Kita semua very attentive. Very pay attention semua kan. So that's why we don't ask you to pay us any money, just pay attention only.
Alright.
Okay,
thank you.
Okay, so thank you very much everyone. So as also thank you all, and please subscribe to our FB page and YouTube channel kalau boleh subscribe. And if you have any further comment or feedback, feel free to drop a line in the comment section. In the Facebook Live or later on lah. So thanks again for joining us today. I would like to see you again next time, insyaAllah, for our later session for KAIS training. So with that, kita akhiri dengan surah Wal-As dan tasbih kifarah. Subhanallah bihamdihi subhanakallahumma wa bihamdika asyhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilaik. Wal 'asr innal insana lafi khusr illa allazina amanu wa amilus solihati wa tawassaw bil haqqi wa tawassaw bis sabr. Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Okay, and bye everyone. Jumpa lagi insya-Allah.
Thank you all.
Assalamualaikum. Thank you everyone. Thank you. Thank you, Kak Azhar.